Today's Sunday session is brought to you thanks to the fine folks at More Beer. Visit them right now at morebeer.com.
I want people to believe in me, and I want people to believe in me when they taste my beer. That's what it's about.
You mean you laid underneath it and tried to
Put his tongue up the bung?
I like to actually scoop up the yeast and look at it.
7 o'clock came real early that next morning.
Oh, yeah, man. Thanks for dumbing that down for us. You did an awesome job. It's all about food and beer.
Punch me in the junk. Man, that thing was thick.
The point is just beat it like it's your dick.
I like to smell it afterwards.
Are you being sarcastic right now?
Bring your body armor.
I ran into my junk once on a ball valve in a kettle.
That's a true happy ending.
Now, live from the Brewing Network studios in Northern California, this is the radio program for home brewers, craft brewers, beer lovers, and beer geeks. It's your only source for live beer radio that brings expert brewers together with, well, expert drinkers. This is the radio program with a head on it. This is The Session.
Good evening, everybody. This is The Session. You are tuned in to the greatest podcast in internet history. Right here.
Absolutely. You're here. You're very lucky to be landed.
You're very lucky. Kudos to you
and
for
you could
being
be doing
lucky.
a million other things right now. Thanks for doing this.
Right.
Yeah, I don't feel so lonely here.
I appreciate you guys being here for us, and we're here for you, and I hope you appreciate us for being there for you
really.
in your darkest hours.
Yeah, we could be watching a major sport event.
Instead of bringing you sweet, sweet radio.
My favorite team playing for the championship.
What is that? The
whatever that is.
Championship curl or what's going on?
Basketball thing.
Something's going on.
Basketball tonight?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah? Are we going to hear a bunch of screaming from the other room?
Well, that would be, I guess, a good thing, yeah. Since we're in the Bay Area, which, of course, where the Warriors
That's true.
play out of.
Yeah, EG's
the Warriors are playing.
pretty full next door.
Oh, is it
Walking
really?
by, yeah, it's pretty full.
You're like, oh, what's going on there?
Same thing.
There's applauding already. That's
good.
I watched the last Stanley Cup playoff game last night. The Predators and the Penguins.
Well, that was a great game. I watched that.
It was a good game. Yeah. Fucking Penguins won.
They didn't score until like the last minute 30 or something.
Yeah, and then they got two. Well, one was an empty net, but. That's a good sport. Hockey's a good sport.
I like it. It's more popular than basketball, they're saying.
At least you
Is
sport.
it really?
That's what they're saying.
At least you sport something.
That's what I'm hearing that. Yeah, it's taking over.
Yeah.
I'll get to you in a second, Doc. Who's saying that? Because I've been saying that for fucking
Google
25
that.
years.
Google
Dude.
that.
Really?
Well, I think it may have finally arrived.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So people are saying.
Well, I'm saying it's, at least you sport something.
That's true. That's true.
It's okay to fight in hockey, you know? Basketball is like, that's a foul.
Yeah.
Come on, you're shooting fouls all the time.
Or how about soccer where everybody takes a flop?
Dude, so I was watching part of the USA-Mexico, what is that, CONCACAF or whatever, some qualifier for some international play, whatever. Yeah. And there are dudes, they're just falling left and right. I thought I was watching the high divers in the Olympics. It was like, what is going on right now?
Yeah, they just wallow in it, too.
Put that head back.
And I guess it's hard because, a leg injury when you're like overstretching, it doesn't look, just because there's no contact doesn't mean that, there's no injury, right?
No, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It should be like rugby where they got to keep playing or can't even carry them off.
That's right, yeah. Actually, take football's helmets away. And be more like rugby. I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, we got a good show for you guys today. We have the world-famous Saint Arnold Brewing Company here out of Houston, Texas. We're going to be talking with Aaron Inkrott. He's the dude. He's the brewer. He's the brewery operations manager. He's the guy. I think he even does some barrel age stuff too.
Yeah, that's
they're a very mature brewery, so I'm sure they do a lot of stuff.
And I'm actually very excited about this show because I've been to Texas a handful of times, and you don't really see a lot of Saint Arnold beer out here.
It doesn't make it this far.
Right, it doesn't make it this far, and so they're kind of one of those breweries that's hyper-regional, I think, in my mind anyway. So, usually some of the breweries we've had on, some of the larger breweries, we've seen their beers here and there. They do tap takeovers or they have some limited distribution, but I don't think Saint Arnold does that. No, and I'm kind of excited to talk about it and have some of their beers and actually, think about it a little bit.
Yeah, glad we got some on the show. It'd be great.
Yeah, I'm super excited about it. I'm also excited about our new website. You guys who are iTunes downloaders or feed downloaders or whatever, and you haven't been to the BN website in a while, please check it out. It's obviously thebrewingnetwork.com, but from there we have relaunched, redesigned our website. I think it's easier to use. I'm on it right now. It's a little bit cleaner, and you can find. So right there's the latest podcast. So if you don't really care what show you're listening to, you just want to hear us and our production value because it's really high. There's that on the left, and then on the right there's the upcoming events page. So you guys have been asking for calendars forever, and even though they've been up, they're hard to find. But they're going to be. Looks like it's going to be right on the right hand side. It's a big. Look at that, Doc. Even you can see that, right?
Yeah, I was looking at it earlier today.
And then you could say view calendar and every one of those other links there.
There's a lot of eye candy there.
View calendar. Let's let me view that calendar. Oh yeah, look at that. Nice. HomebrewCon live broadcast, and we're going to be broadcasting the award ceremony too, and we're going to be doing 2 Dr. Homebrews from HomebrewCon. It probably won't be live, but we'll record them.
No, excellent. That's
we'll be
great.
doing
That's
them
fun.
live.
Yeah.
People get to watch, right?
Jamil
get to
wanted
watch,
to do a Jamil show too. I have to see if we can make that happen.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, that's...
we'd like to.
Sure, I'll let you use the equipment.
Wait, can we? Great.
Yeah, I don't know.
We'll go right on after you. Start the schedule.
Please do.
You don't have to clean it up.
I'm a little nervous, though.
What do I see about that? Production manager. Okay.
Right, yes. Sorry. Yeah, talk to Bevo about that, I'm sure. I'm a little nervous, though, because I see the wall of headphones that are still over there, and I don't know if we have travel headphones.
That's right.
I don't know if they're supposed to be there.
Well, no, they have the headsets. That's got the headphone and microphone built in, right?
I thought we got away from using those. Like the Madonna,
No, I don't remember ever having a microphone.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it was all in one piece there.
Yeah. Yeah, we got the Fort Collins grand opening for the Hop Grenade. Apparently that's set for July 22nd.
I didn't know there was a date until I looked at the website.
I didn't know either, but supposedly we're flying out for it. That's the rumor.
When is
we're going to be July 22nd.
Okay.
Cancel that orgy you got planned.
We're going to be flying out. Yeah, we'll just transfer. Just move it over.
Get more tickets. I get it.
Yeah. Sell tickets to that orgy, Doc.
Okay.
So Fort Collins, 22nd, it's probably like a weekday or weekend? Or
I would imagine if it's not a Saturday,
whatever,
it should
doesn't matter.
But,
it is what it is.
Is that set in stone?
It's on the website. So, it's Saturday. Oh, that says the date is tentative. Saturday, July 22nd. So if you're out in the Fort Collins area, or if you're not in the Fort Collins area and you want to go to it, make a little weekend out of it.
And Justin's saying they're making great progress. So I mean, he's really comfortable with that date.
Yeah, I think that's why he's there. So get used to my voice because he's going to be there for the next 2 months, just not coming home
after July 22nd.
After July 22nd, right? And I think that's why. I think he's just kind of. I think they have a good, a good production company there, good construction manager, and he's just kind of sitting back and hanging out.
Well, what he said was when he's not there, things just don't.
Things don't go right. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they go fine, but they don't go the way he wants them. Yeah. So, right or wrong, it's just that's Jay, right? Yeah. He has a vision, and you got to stick to it, which is great.
No.
I wish more businesses
when you're done, you
that.
just regret it for years and forever, not years and years,
right?
Forever. And then you haven't had to regret anyway.
For
Things you told him to do turned out to be wrong.
Well, right.
Things that you never got to say because you weren't there. That's even worse.
And what I mean is Jay's a stickler for details when somebody else is doing it.
It's not his first rodeo.
He hates it when it doesn't go to plan either. When
right.
He says specifically do this, and they don't.
And you don't do it. And I feel for him because I'm running now my shows. I'm the same way with everybody. But it's especially designing a place, a business, a retail shop, right, that is very... reliant upon placement of things for the back of house stuff. Where the glasses go, where the dishwasher goes.
Some taps on the wall and start pulling beer.
Yeah, all that kind of stuff. You need to know where that stuff is, and that needs to be placed in just the right way. And if it's not, your bartenders and your back of house people are just they're running into each other.
Or it takes an extra person per shift because you're inefficient.
Yeah,
right, exactly. You're inefficient like Aaron is.
Yeah. I can't wait to hear his list of gripes after the fact.
I told him to do this, and I didn't care. See, Doc, this is why I'm crazy. Here, give me 5 pills.
6.
Give me 6. Speaking of pills,
were we? Okay,
we are now.
Okay,
we got to fly. You're not going to HomebrewCon, right?
Yeah, I'll be there. I leave Wednesday night.
You leave Wednesday night.
Right.
So I had to refill my prescription for Xanax or lambda, whatever it's called. Yeah. And I messaged my doctor, and he's like, we don't really prescribe that anymore for anxiety. And I'm like, okay. He goes,
so the millions of other people,
right? Know. But he gave me. It's the same thing you've been telling me to go to.
Okay.
What is it called? I forget what it's called.
Heroin.
It's called heroin.
Ativan.
Yeah. Okay. I think it is Ativan.
Yeah.
Oh.
Is there another name for it?
Yeah.
What's it called?
So you're getting upgraded. That's good.
I never use that one. Okay. It's another.
It's the same. It's a generic or whatever.
Have a great flight. I don't know.
It's a cousin to Valium, but it's a lot short acting.
Okay. So I've been really hammering myself about not wanting to fly this weekend. Like for the past, since like Friday, I've been just dreading it. Plus I got house problems. I'm trying to close my house or buying a house soon. Like I have all this stress, right? And I took one last night, and it was like...
It just goes away, doesn't it?
It kind of went away. And so what I used to do with the Xanax, for lack of a better, for the whatever, I would sit and try to make myself...
Anxious.
So
you test it out?
Yes, exactly right. And it's like just this like... like the back of pickup trucks, if they have like the lift gate down, there's just that mesh net that kind of gives, but it doesn't let anything through. It's like that around your brain. It's just like it's like a trampoline.
You should make a list of what shit that's bothering you, so you can refer to it.
So how big?
Under the drug.
How big of pills did he give you? What size?
They're like half a microgram. Okay, right. They're super tiny.
Take 10.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Would you know my level ish of anxiety?
I'd take 2.
Would you?
Yeah.
You would take 2?
I would take 2. That's usually my normal dose is a half of one.
Well, you said short acting.
Half a milligram.
If he's on a 3-hour flight, how's that going to work?
He's just got to get on the plane.
Yeah.
And that was my problem last year, dude. I couldn't get on the plane. There was, and I'll be real honest with you. There was some really scummy looking dude, very tan. I'm not going to say anything else. He's like just looked super lost. And then there were these 2 guys that came up. He's like, "Oh, is this the flight to wherever the fuck it was, Baltimore last year?" And I'm like, "Why do you want to know? How do you not know where you're going?" And they had backpacks, and I'm like, I can't do this. I'm done.
Are you flying with anybody?
Yeah, flying with Bev and Sam and Kate.
Okay. You had chaperones. That's good.
Yeah. Yes. Exactly.
Yeah, I'd just double that dose. You'll be fine with double the dose.
How much is too much?
My dog gave me by mistake like 0.2 or no 2 milligram ones.
Okay,
that's like 4 of those.
Right.
Yeah, I took one, like I just kind of sat there and vibrated for a while.
Oh, that's no fun.
I mean, that's for me, that's too much.
It took you out of it.
Yeah, I kind of did.
All right.
It was. I'd like to not feel any different and just have the anxiety go away.
Yeah.
Not sit there and just wow.
You're right.
Yeah. So I would easily take 2 of the.
I could
0.5 easily.
If I think,
and you're twice my size too.
That's right. Well, that's true.
You'll be fine.
Yeah.
At 2. I'd take 2.
All right. I'll think about it, because I was talking to Bev today, and she told me it's like a 3-hour and 40-minute flight. And I was like, oh, and suddenly my kind of anxiety went away a little bit. I was like, oh, I could do 3, almost 4 hours. That's nothing, man. That's nothing. Yeah. So I felt a little better. So I think 1 will do. I think it'll be fine. And then if it doesn't, on the way back, I'll take 2.
Well, the way back is easy because you know you got to get home.
Yeah, well, that's true. That's true. I'll have to go there and then be there for like 5 days or whatever.
Yeah. So I would just take 2 about an hour ahead of time or an hour before your anxiety is going to kick in.
4 days ago.
You'll be fine.
Whatever.
Yeah, I think it'll be good. It'll be all right. But I'm excited to go to HomebrewCon. Everybody, if you're out in that area in Minneapolis and you haven't gotten a ticket, I'm sure you could probably get a ticket. I don't know. But go to homebrewcon.org for all the information. But Stan Hieronymus is going to be out there. Our good friend Andy Johnson will be there as well. Denny Kahn, of course. Andrew Beecham. Ken Schramm. Charlie Papazian, of course. That guy's always there. But they're going to be here at this year's HomebrewCon. Of course, it's June 15th through the 17th in Minneapolis. I'm seeing a lot of people on Facebook already there.
Yeah, what are they doing there
already? Peter Simons, our friend Peter Simons, is there now, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, dude! I want to go out there now.
I was there 7 years ago, and like most places in the world and the country, the beer scene, I imagine, has really gotten a lot more robust. So I'm sure it's probably more of a beer destination now for people who are into beer. Of course, that's what the attendees are.
Yeah, if you go on the HomebrewCon website, there's a button to click on it. It tells you all the breweries and all the good spots, and they map it out. And
really?
There's a lot of them. It's just all over the place.
Dude, someone told me I'm probably going to be do myself a disservice by talking about this place, but apparently there's a really rad brunch spot called, what is it called? WCCO? No, there's a Bloody Mary, build your own Bloody Mary bar in Minnesota, and it's called, I'm waiting for this to load, but maybe I don't want to say it because I don't want everyone going there.
Well, when you drink Bloody Marys in the afternoon when the brewers are out,
or when you wake up. When you wake up,
I'm not. I've tried to be a Bloody Mary guy because I think they're just kind of cool in general, but I can't. I don't think I like them.
I can't get next to them either, and I've tried. Try mine. It's so much better. This or that. And no, yeah.
I'm much more of a mimosa guy.
Exactly.
I don't like tomato juice. It's just too watered down.
I don't like tomato juice. Period. And so they can leave that part out. It'd be great.
Yeah.
Right.
You need a vodka Collins full of fruit and vegetables.
Yeah, you need that food in the morning. If it comes in your drink, great.
Yeah, I would rather have like an omelet and a Manhattan. If I'm going to drink in the morning, like let's just drink. With the Bloody Mary shit. But there's a Bloody Mary bar called Hell's Kitchen.
Oh, I saw that on the map.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not too far away from the hotel and the convention center.
Wow, and they have
40 taps they got.
Yeah, they have a buffet of like hot sauces and little accoutrements in your thing. Apparently, if it fits in your glass, it's fair game.
They're open till 2, Doc. So if you get in, what time are you getting in?
Midnight actually. So be swinging.
Night? Maybe if I'm up, I'll text you.
Okay. Yeah, I get in Wednesday night about just before midnight. I think
you got to be. When are you getting in?
Wednesday afternoon at 4:30.
Oh, okay. I don't know when I'm getting in.
We leave at the same flight.
We leave at 10 something.
10:40. I'm on the same flight.
Oh, okay. We're on the same flight.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll be at 21A.
Pray for us. Are you in Lucky 21A? You should text that to Sully.
I think I am. Or 22. Yeah, I think it's 21A. I'll have to send him one. Yeah.
We're in like 30. You're like way the fuck back there.
I won't hear you screaming from I'm up.
No, you won't hear me sweating. I'll be casting the sweat off with my hands right at you.
Yeah, I could just see your pit stains going.
Dude, I just, and it sort of doesn't help that Bev kind of feels the same way now, and so we're both like, when it's shaking, and I know they're having like rainstorms there now, and so I'm really nervous, and it's just, but I'm trying not to worry about it.
Let's make sure you get there on time.
For what? Oh, to the airport. Fuck. So right. So apparently her and Sam are staying at Jay's house while Jay's gone, and Kate's going to be there, and all three of them are leaving to BART separately, and she kind of purposely didn't tell me about it, because she's like, so Sam has a hard time waking up on time and likes to blame it on me, but it's really him, because last year or 2 years ago, we were late because Sam didn't wake up, and Bev decided to do 5 chores for people who asked her to do shit.
Yeah.
Like Scott and Kevin. They're like, oh, do these things. And she can't say no. The word no doesn't exist to her. Right. And so we were all late. And so we hung out for 12 hours in SFO, spending too much money on haircuts and booze.
We were all meeting at my house, and meaning all, it meant me and JP, and we're waiting for the other 3 to get there, and we were pacing. Up and down the.
You're looking at your watches.
Oh, look at our watch.
You and I aren't good with that because I think I feed off you anyway, and it's like if you have 2 people doing that shit, you're like, I gotta be in
pacing. I
gotta be in another room. I can't do this. So I'm purposely not going with them because I'm gonna fucking
and it's one less thing to be anxious about.
Right, and it's United, so you have to be there 45 minutes early to check your shit in, and I'm hoping
otherwise
that
they
not 44 minutes, obviously. Remember?
No,
that was 44 minutes, and they just hosed us.
It's a pain in the ass, man. It's a pain in the ass.
That's what's about BART is once you're on that BART train, you know what time you're going to get to the airport.
Hopefully.
Unless there's a glitch. But yeah, that's when you take your little pills.
That's exactly what I'm going to do.
Because it's an hour and it's 70 minutes or so.
But it's good to know that I can double that if I need to.
Just do it.
You can add on.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. The irony
you
is
already took one as you were experimenting, right?
Yeah.
Well, you were fine with that, right?
I'm good with it.
Yeah, but he was just sitting at home.
I was sitting at home, and I was already kind of tired, and I just fell asleep watching Jaws, too. I was like,
go on the interstate and get maybe a couple lanes and see how you feel.
Just fucking go for it, man. Rocket to the moon. Let's do this fucking thing. Let's just fire it up.
Let's get swifty.
No, I'm excited to go to HomebrewCon, man.
It's going to be a great event.
It's going to be a lot of fun, man. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm hoping we can get out of the booth and go see some of the places, because like you said, Tasty, it's kind of been this beer explosion here.
Yeah.
There's great beer people there, so it's a great beer time.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then Saturday night is like get out and see stuff, too.
Yeah, no more banquet, which I'm a little disappointed about because,
I should have missed that rubber chicken, or that rubber chicken, the molesta sauce.
So what is the plan? I mean, when are the awards?
Well, the awards are like, what's it?
4:30?
4 or 6, something like that. Okay. And then there's they call it the knockout party after that.
Okay.
So it's
there's alcohol. Has it been homebrew or is it?
It's supposed to be entertainment.
The knockout round.
So
because usually they bring all the leftover beers, so maybe that's what they're talking about.
Okay.
All the extra beers that didn't make it.
Yeah, it's just a knockout. This is a knockout party. There's going to be entertainment, hopefully a band or something, and not just like a magician or a clown.
I would love if they just had 5 clowns running around. That would be amazing.
Yeah, I'd be taking a pill, I'll tell you.
Yeah, with the clown. How about 5 hot chicks? Really?
Ooh, as long as they're not dressed as clowns, we're good.
Yeah, I'm not big on the clowns.
Yeah, clowns, but bikini clowns. That would be amazing. Could you get over it for bikini clowns?
Depends on which part's painted.
It's no paint, just clown. Oh.
Like clown makeup.
Right, I got you.
Yeah. I could probably overlook-ish. No,
can't do it.
No.
So after that, there's a party where we drink all the beer, but I'm straight. I don't need to do that.
I think the band's going to wander away off and do something.
Well, they want
really?
They kind of want you to go out and explore Minneapolis after that, instead of doing the whole banquet long thing till 9 or 10, and then what do you do?
Right, you can't go out.
I expect to be in a Lima place, and then through the grapevine, everybody will know where that's.
Yeah, probably.
That's what I'm assuming.
So if you ask us, and we'll know.
Yeah.
If we don't know,
we'll find out. We'll get back to you.
There's no such thing. Or they're not talking to me or whatever.
We'll let you know.
Yeah.
Well, why don't we ask somebody when they call in?
That's true. Yeah, we're going to talk to Jay, but not now. After the show, apparently he's having problems with his luggage, which does not make me feel good.
Really?
Yeah.
Not good at all. I expect we'll make a decision that night or that afternoon.
Yeah.
Based on our experience otherwise, our exploits.
See what else is going on.
What else? We like the place with the 40 tap place.
The Hell's Kitchen.
Hell's Kitchen or whatever. Is that close? Do you know?
It sounds like you know. It's walking distance.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's going to be the place where everybody goes.
Yeah,
then.
I think it's about 4 or 5 blocks north.
There's other options around there too.
Really, I feel like I don't know. I feel like this is not the norm for this conference, where there's several good places to drink that you don't have to take a cab around.
I don't know about others. Seem to be more cocktail food and beer, so I don't know if they're craft. But anymore, if you don't have craft, you might as well not even have beer because nobody's going to buy it.
I'm good with.
How can you have 40 craft beers? So, there's got to be some craft in there somewhere.
Got to be something good.
For NHC, I'm good with cocktails, though. I tell you what, like a gin and tonic or some shit, dude. Yeah.
Well, after 3 or 4 days of nothing but beer 24/7, you kind of want to bust it up a little bit.
Yeah, the problem is I drink a couple of those and I'm wasted.
And you're done, right? Yeah.
Beer I can regulate because it pushes back a lot more. Those cocktails go down so easy.
Yeah,
they really do. They really do, especially with me, right? Because I'm trying to drink these session beers all the time. I'm fighting anything over 5%.
It's a battle.
So I drink one cocktail. I was like, "Yeah, dude."
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
it's like
by Saturday,
in 4 minutes.
Saturday afternoon, I don't even want to look at a beer anymore. It's just,
and then you get to the airport, and you're like,
"Let's have some beer.
Let's have some beer." Apparently, there's a plan. So you can bring those little 1 ounce airline cocktail jobs, the liquor bottles, through security. Yeah. But apparently they don't let you drink them on the plane.
Well,
so the rumor is some people, I'm not going to name names, who aren't here right now, sneak a couple of rum bottles in there in your luggage and your check-on, right?
Yeah.
Your carry-on. Not your check-on, your carry-on. And then once you clear security, you go to the gift shop and buy a bottle of Coke. Put it in, mix it up. Yeah, and then you got your mixed drink for the flight.
So how many little ounce bottles can you before you're red flagged?
I don't know, but I have 2 bottles of Jameson, 2 of those little bottles of Jameson in my house already. So what does Jameson mix with? I don't know. I've never done it.
Anything you find in the gift shop.
Yeah? Just Coke?
Yeah.
All right. Jameson and Coke?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I'd get rid of a lot of the Coke, though.
Oh, yeah. No.
One bottle. Just put both bottles in that one bottle.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Absolutely.
That's why I order doubles on the plane.
Doubles?
You got to put both of the little bottles in that one glass.
That's true. Oh, man. Speaking of, I don't know, being dog-eared. I don't know. Time to replace that old dog-eared copy of John Palmer's How to Brew. Is John Palmer going to in the HomebrewCon?
Absolutely, he'll be there.
Fucking better be. Dude.
Yeah. There's a session. Ask John Palmer anything.
Oh Jesus!
So I'm getting a few questions ready.
Oh yeah. Let's just. You know what? And let's just get in line, and it's just you and me, just getting back in line.
Yeah.
Get him in.
Hey, John Palmer. What age did you first? I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Our friends.
I've been reading this book all week. I'm doing my talk on pH.
Yeah.
So I got the new 4th edition in front of me. It's great. Hope he doesn't come to my seminar. I go like, wait a minute, that's what I said.
Just hand out his section on pH. Yeah.
I'll go this photocopy.
Can you just read from the book, and that'll be your lecture?
Exactly. People just heard me talk anyway. So
it'll be like an author's, like you can go to see authors read from their latest works.
Yes. Chapter 7.
That's right. Our friends at Brewers Publications have just published the 4th edition of How to Brew, and it's essentially a totally new book. The 4th edition clocks in at 600 pages, and every chapter has been updated and expanded, and there are 5 totally new chapters. Whether you want simple, surefire instructions for making your first beer, or you're a seasoned home brewer working with all grain batches, this book has something for you. From ingredients and methods to recipes and equipment for brewing beer at home, How to Brew is loaded with valuable information on brewing techniques and recipe formulation. Grab your copy at your preferred beer book vendor today, or buy it from the Brewers Association store if you want to get the book and support craft breweries at the same time. More info over at brewerspublications.com. All right, we're going to take a break. And then when we come back, we're going to be back with Aaron from Saint Arnold Brewing Company in Houston, Texas. It's The Session, everyone. Hang on. We'll be right back.
You're listening to the Brewcasters. On the Brewing Network.
Are you a member of the White Labs Customer Club? If not, you should be. It's the easiest way to earn free stuff for turning in your old homebrew labels from either Vials or Pure Pitch. All you have to do is save your labels and redeem them for things like free yeast, an exclusive White Labs t-shirt or sweatshirt, and even the opportunity to brew with the yeast man himself, Chris White. Signing up is easy. Just go to whitelabs.com/customer club, fill out the registration form, and then mail in your labels. They will return the favor by sending you awesome White Labs swag. Go sign up today at whitelabs.com/customer club. White Labs, pure yeast and fermentation since 1995.
The 21st Amendment.
Watch out!
Do you like beer? They make beer.
Watch out!
Do you like friends and fun? They make friends and fun.
Watch out!
Do you still like to have a good time? The 21st Amendment.
Watch out!
The 21st Amendment in San Francisco, located at 563 2nd Street, 2 blocks from the building where baseball is seen and played. Try their beers in the pub or try them in the can, featuring
Monk's Blood.
Made with real monk.
Watch out!
So why not have the best time of your life? Go to the 21A and Sean O'Sullivan will personally greet you with a can of
Monk's Blood. The 21st Amendment.
Watch out!
This advertisement is not in any way affiliated nor associated with the 21st Amendment Bar and Pub, nor its subsidiaries or affiliates. This telecast is not copywritten by the 21st Amendment for the private use of the Brewing Network. Any use of this telecast without Jamil Zainashev's consent is prohibited. Suck it, JP.
Brewing great beer is a process of continuous learning, and the best books on every aspect of brewing can be found at Brewers Publications, with more than 50 awesome titles like Modern Homebrew Recipes by Gordon Strong, Designing Great Beers, the Ultimate Guide to Brewing Classic Beer Styles by Ray Daniels, American Sour Beers, Innovative Techniques for Mixed Fermentations by Michael Tonsmeyer, For the Love of Hops, the Practical Guide to Aroma, Bitterness, and the Color Culture of Hops by Stan Hieronymus, and Radical Brewing, Recipes, Tales, and World-Altering Meditations in a Glass by Randy Mosher, plus many, many more. These are the books and the authors with the knowledge to push your brewing farther than you thought possible. And you'll find them all at fine homebrew and book retailers everywhere. And visit the website at brewerspublications.com. Brewers Publications, all the best on beer and brewing.
Since the first time the Brewing Network microphones turned on, More Beer was behind it. More Beer sponsors the programming on the BN because, like you, they love brewing. And like the Brewing Network, they love sharing their knowledge. Morebeer.com isn't just a website to place your next equipment or ingredient order. Morebeer.com also gives you access to free beer information that will make you a better brewer. Go to morebeer.com and click into the Learning Center. You'll find podcasts, technical facts, video tutorials, and more, including access to The Buzz, More Beer's social network of more than 5,000 members. And some of them might even be crazier about beer than you are. Get over to morebeer.com today and take advantage of The Buzz, the forum, the Learning Center, and make sure you're signed up to receive the newest More Beer catalog. More Beer, bringing you absolutely everything for beer making.
Marin Brewing Company in Northern California has been making award-winning beers for more than 25 freaking years. Today, I want to tell you about their new 12-ounce cans of Mount Tam Pale Ale. The good stuff. Mount Tam is bright gold, 5.5% ABV to keep you feeling good, and has been winning awards since 1989. If you're visiting the Bay Area, get your butt out to Marin Brewing Company. They pour tasty beers and serve great food every day until midnight. Come in for a tour, stay for the food, and pick up a 6-pack of cans of Mount Tam Pale Ale to enjoy at home, camping, biking, or whatever the hell you do. Owner Brendan Moylan has this to say about Marin Brewing beers. It's freaking awesome. Marin Brewing has won more than 100 gold medals in international competitions. Check out MarinBrewing.com for all their award-winning beers, food, and merch. Marin Brewing Company in Larkspur, California. Award-winning taste, refreshing finish. It's freaking awesome.
This is Corey King from Side Project Brewing, and you're listening to The Session on the Brewing Network.
All right, thanks for sticking with us, everybody. We're about to be joined by Aaron here from Saint Arnold, but first, a message from White Labs. All of their strains from the vault have been released. If you missed your chance to order one of their rare and unique specialty strains, don't worry, everybody. Calm down. The popular strains like WLP 835 German X Lager, WLP 611 New Nordic Yeast Blend, WLP 564 Leeuwenhoek Saison Blend, and even more will be making a comeback to the vault next month when White Labs resets all of its strains available for pre-ordering. Stay tuned for more details and a full announcement from White Labs. In the meantime, visit whitelabs.com/the vault for details on how to get access to these highly coveted strains for home brewers. whitelabs.com/the vault. All right. Aaron, are you on the phone, my friend? Aaron.
Yeah, headphones set.
Aaron, you got me?
I'm here.
How you doing, man?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, barely. You're a little quiet.
Hello.
Perfect. That's better. That's better. Sounding much better. We're getting progressively better. We're getting progressively better. Yeah, keep doing what you're doing.
Okay, trying here.
No, that's great. What was the issue, if you don't mind?
Well, it was the POS headphone jack that I was using. Now I'm just using my laptop. So
fair. And hey, man, whatever works.
Did I lose you now?
No, we got
you. Did I lose you again?
We were just
I feel like I lost you.
I don't know. Can you hear us? Uh-oh, Aaron. I hear you.
Okay.
You got us now?
We'll roll with that then.
Okay. But you got us? Aaron. I don't think he has us.
Can't hear him either.
Yeah.
I thought I did, but...
Can you hear me now?
Trying.
Can you hear us?
Is this...
I just typed it to him.
I can hear you. Hopefully
Okay.
you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you. Okay, well, we'll just move on.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
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 This is good.
Boy.
I got the feeling it's not that stable.
Right, that's what I think, too. I think sometimes we're cutting it. Anyway, we're going to...
It's going to be hard to start talking and then not knowing he's...
That's right.
We need to,
you do have us, though.
Or is it?
All right, you do have us, though, right, Aaron? You can hear me? We're talking back and forth now?
Or at least fourth.
Are we cutting out to him?
No, I'm going to call him on his phone. I'm going to call you. Okay, I'm going to put down. I'm going to call you. I'm going to call you.
At you.
And I actually just said, I'm going to call you. Like, I wrote down I-N-N-A. Right, well, is that how they do it?
I don't know. It sounds like something they might say.
Sounds like something they might
we
say.
would say that here, just that way.
No.
Right.
Sort of text.
Oh, no, wait, what am I doing? What am I doing? I almost fucked this up. Hold on.
Tejas.
Do. Let's see, we go to home. No, we go to dialer, and then we do this, and we call him. And just like that, we're going to have Aaron back.
Bada bing.
This is Aaron.
Aaron, this is Jason from the Brewing Network.
Okay, that's a little bit better connection.
A little better, yeah, man.
This is like calling a buddy.
Apologies for that.
No worries, man. It happens. Technology, man, it's great when it works, and then when it doesn't, the whole world comes to an end.
You just get frustrated at it and you yell at it.
Yeah. I wanted to put my head through the wall more times than I care to admit from technology. But
I'm excited to chat with you guys. I've been listening to you guys for quite a while.
Oh, awesome,
listener,
man.
Great.
That's cool, dude. About how long? Just to make us feel good. How long have you been listening?
We're old.
I would say close to over 10 years, I know.
Wow. Almost from the jump.
Yeah, I think, what were you guys, 05, 06 or something around there? And okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
You remember us then. Wow. You remember when there was no Tasty?
Way back when we didn't know shit.
Yeah, the pre-Tasty.
Yeah.
Tasty, yeah.
Yeah, Tasty. I noticed you're wearing a Texas shirt. When you got up,
Bankhead shirt.
I've been stalking you guys since you got on. You started the show, so
awesome. Well, we appreciate it, Aaron. That's really cool.
See
man.
what idiots we are in person.
So obviously, you were a home brewer before you started over there at Saint Arnold, yeah?
Yeah, quite a while. Probably started home brewing in 06, 07, and during college, I worked at a small brew pub. I was just a bartender. I didn't brew, but that's kind of my kind of foray into the whole craft beer industry, was just seeing that kind of passion beside it, and it was nice.
Okay. That's cool. How is the home brewing scene first? Let's start with the home brewing scene in Texas. How is that down there?
Well, we have one of the oldest craft brewing clubs in the country called the Foam Rangers.
Yeah.
They're out there here in Houston. Scott Birdwell, he owns a place called DeFalco's, and I remember taking his class. Oh goodness, probably close to I guess a little over 10 years ago, and he was kind of my introduction into it. And we hold the longest running single batch brewing competition. So it's called the Big Batch Brew Bash.
Very familiar with that. I think I came. I came in second in that one year.
Oh, really?
When it was when it was Brown Ale, American Brown Ale, I came in second.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big Batch Brew. How long has that been running? You were saying?
Oh, goodness. Yeah, that's a good question. I have no idea.
Well, as long as it's running. But I mean,
I should probably know that. Yeah,
and it's held there at St. Arnold's, right?
Yeah, it's held at St. Arnold's every year, and
is it open?
Each winner gets to brew their winning beer on the big system. So.
Oh man, I came in second. I wish that had been cool if I got to go to.
Yeah, you could have came down to Houston. We wouldn't have flown you out, but you could have been.
What about now, though?
Oh well, I guess I'd have had to take my bicycle out there.
Can you fly? Would you fly us out now?
Hey, well, yeah, would you fly me out there now to do?
See, notice how I said us and Tasty said we, and Tasty said him.
Yeah.
I'll let you. I'd be more than happy to hang out with you and show you a good time.
Hey, that's good enough, man.
That's all right.
That's good enough.
I got to work on my marketing value and get some more. It looks like.
Is that competition open to anybody or just members of the club?
Oh yeah, it's open to any home brewer.
Yeah,
we get home brewers all over the country for it. So I mean, like you, Tasty.
Yeah, that's cool. Okay.
I saw it was the American Brown Ale. I thought I got one of those. And
I got one of those. Why not?
I sent that shit in. It came in second in Texas, which is like the heartland of American Brown Ale.
Is it really?
That's correct. God, yeah. That's. I'm not entirely sure why, but there's the big hoppy Texas American Brown Ale.
Yeah.
Because why not?
The Northwest takes credit for the style a lot, but I think it really got popular out of Texas for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So homebrewing's alive and kicking in Texas, it sounds like.
Oh, yeah. So the DeFalco's, the oldest homebrew store in Texas, has been around for over 30 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man. Yeah, I went to the, I think it was the 2003. No, NHC in Dallas, Fort Worth?
Dallas was 2003.
2003, okay.
Okay.
And that was cool. I mean, but there was like 300.
Of us.
It was like 300 people there or something like that.
Yeah. From all over the country. Yeah.
You guys should bring
Blue Bonnet's a big competition. Dixie Cup.
Big right. And the Dixie Cup, too, yeah. You guys need to bring NHC down there, dude.
They get brewers, professional brewers from all over the country to do kind of the opening presentation, to chat about techniques and things like that. So it's a big competition for sure.
It's one of those weekend things, right? I think isn't the Dixie Cup?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So it's a big event that's the Foam Ranger. So the one here in Houston, it's the one that they host. And on the Saturday, they do what's called the barley wine breakfast.
Jesus.
So you can only imagine what that's like. You get all these old school homebrewers with their 20-year verticals of Bigfoot, and it's quite the glorious morning. It's a nice way to kick off the.
How's the afternoon after that?
Yeah, and then it's the Saturday afternoon vomit festival. Or like how many ibuprofens can you eat?
Yeah.
That sounds terrible, but I bet it's an amazing time.
Oh yeah, it's great. Plus it's all these old school cats that have been brewing beer for so long that it's not a dull moment for sure.
I feel like those guys. I mean, I've been brewing since '98, so I haven't been. I'm not super old at it, but I've been at it for a while. But it was kind of on like the uptick of like the technological advancements in brewing. But I bet those guys are like talking to like the first Apple computer guys, and then now they have smartphones, right? There's like such a leap in technology. Home brewing, it must be a trip just to hang out. I remember when, not that they're 80 years old or anything, but I bet they feel like that.
Oh, it's a good time.
And so you got started home brewing, just serving beers to people, huh? You got into it that way?
Yeah. So I mean, it was the college experience. Went to school in New Jersey, and there was. It was a decent brew pub. It's still there. It's called the Harvest Moon in New Brunswick.
Okay.
Small little, I think it's like a small little 7-barrel brew system, but only serves that community. So it's kind of where I found that, to me, what beer, just support the local community. And that was kind of my education in what beer could and should be. And took that experience. So I have a music background. I have a degree in music theory. So I kind of took the creative side to brewing. And I think brewing is this perfect marriage of science and art. So I kind of delve into the art side first. And as I grew as a home brewer, I found to get better, it's with science and technology, and kind of took that along with it. And then long story short became a brewer at the professional brewery through volunteering and whatnot. And there it is.
Do you find that the art side of music kind of is parallel to the art side of brewing? If that makes any sense?
Yeah. Yeah, oh, absolutely, it makes sense. Yeah,
I think music is very comparable to the technical side of brewing. People that can learn music theory, especially music theory,
that's the science part of it.
Have a great sense of pattern and memorization and rules. And that's what like technical brewing is about. Right, Aaron?
Yeah, I completely agree with you. Absolutely. So it's been a nice marriage because working in recording studios before I worked at a brewery I was dealing with all these artists, but also dealing with the technical side of ensuring that their vision came to fruition. Mm-hmm. And I see that as a brewer now is not only am I the artist, but I'm also the engineer behind it to, create this product.
Nice.
Well, that's cool. So you're still using your degree in a way. Not like a lot of people who are like, I have a degree in cultural anthropology. Now I manage a Starbucks.
His interest. I mean, it's not like developing or writing music for each beer.
Well, maybe. Are you doing any music on the side too, man, or what?
Oh, I still play. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I have kids now, so it's nice to actually play piano or play guitar for them. And they'll sometimes say, it's like, yeah, keep playing that, Daddy, or they say, don't play that. So I think.
See, you're getting some of both.
That's cool, man. I think more people should grow up in a house with music, even if you're I'm terrible.
The best gift you can give your child is
the gift of music. I'm trying to play bass still, sort of, maybe much like Doc is trying to play the banjo still, I'm sure. And we're both probably equally terrible at it, but it's fun.
Hey.
It's fun to do.
Once in a while, you feel good about yourself. Like, I think I sounded pretty good there.
Yeah, and so I'm excited to do that for my kid, right? If I ever have a kid, I think you give your kid such a leg up by playing.
No, I send both my kids to music lessons. They're both pretty good guitarists. Yeah, right now.
That's fun, man. Cool. What do you play? Just everything? I guess if you have a degree in music theory, you kind of play everything.
Yeah. Oh, I've dabbled in. Well, I can trained in piano and violin and guitar, and then a little bit of all the other stringed instruments come along with that.
Nice.
But I'd say if there was one instrument that I could go back and learn or professionally get trained at would probably be percussion or drums.
Oh wow!
'Cause just imagine using all your appendages in different polyrhythms. It's pretty cool to me.
I can barely pat my head and rub my belly, dude.
Yeah, there you go.
Trying to walk down the street. Of course, I shouldn't drink as much before I do it. But,
Right. Yeah, I mean, bass has always appealed to me in music, but the thing that kind of ties it together and the thing I find most interested in watching when I'm not watching the bass player is the drummer.
Yeah.
Those dudes
are
fun
to watch.
Fucking crazy, man.
Especially those that don't make sort of like weird faces when they do it. Like it's
like
stone face, like
man.
octopuses or something.
Yeah.
Like it's all like whatever connected.
They're crazy, man. Okay, so you got trained in music. You started slinging beers. You're home brewing. You doing all that kind of stuff. How did you get hooked up with Saint Arnold?
Well, moved to Houston about 13 years ago, and that was after my experience at the brew pub slinging beers and whatnot, and still working in the music industry. And I wanted to, just for fun, volunteer at breweries. So Saint Arnold has, we've been around for 23 years, and part of that culture is having a community of volunteers that spread the gospel of Saint Arnold per se. Okay. It's this spread the gospel of the brewery, spread the what's good about craft beer as a community. And we had volunteers, and so that's how I got in and volunteered there, then volunteered at a couple of other breweries in town. And after I got tired of the music industry, I was like, what else should I do? I was like, I loved beer, and I kind of saw the parallels of beer and music, and I decided to go ahead and apply. And St. Arnold said, yeah, we'll take you as a brewer. You've been here for a couple of years as a volunteer, and you showed your passion for beer as well as the company, and they took me on. And
wow,
6 years later, I'm still here and really loving the job, and it's great.
And did they train you up from a volunteer to be working in the brew house? Like, did they send you to school, or was it all internal education?
It's all internal education, and it's. I think as a brewer, especially within the American beer industry, is a lot of it can be expressed through passion. Like a lot of the times when I interview a brewer to work at St. Arnold, I always tell them, like, I can train you to be a brewer. I feel like I can train anybody to be a brewer.
Right.
But the one thing I can't train you to do is to have passion for it. And even when it comes to the home brewing side, it's like I've always seen that there's two types of home brewers. There's the home brewers that believe that everything they make is great, and then there's the other one that believes everything that they make can be better. And that's on the latter side is where I see the passion of making beer, and that's, I guess, my perspective on it.
That's just an observation. That same passion applies to every job in beer, whether you're serving it, selling it, or whatever, anything,
packaging it,
drinking it. You have to have a passion for it to do a good job at it.
I completely agree.
Yeah, and I think maybe that's why, I'm not trying to say I have a passion for it, but I'm never happy with a recipe. Do you find that you do that also, where you're always like, God, it could be better in some way, let me make these micro changes, or because you have such a large scale, you can't do that? Maybe, I don't know.
I mean, we've been making, Saint Arnold's been making beer for 23 years, and we still test every single beer, not only for microbial, potential microbial infections, but I mean, how can we make this beer better? Not only in a flavor standpoint, but you can look at it as an efficiency standpoint as well. And as I've been a professional brewer, you start to appreciate these very minute changes that can potentially not only make the flavor of the beer better, but also potentially saves the company more, to give you the ability to try new things as well. So I can see those abilities as a professional brewer to expand and learn and learn as an individual, which is exciting.
How do you know when a beer doesn't need any more changes? And I'm talking just recipe wise, right? When is it dialed in?
I don't. In my opinion, that doesn't exist. There's a poster in our lab that says it's one of those inspirational posters. It says quality. It's a death march. There is no finish line.
Wow.
And
Jesus.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's not inspirational. That's threatening.
But if you get to like 97%,
above it says comrade.
But if you're 97% there, I mean, let's just give it up. Let's just go on to the next project.
Yeah. I mean, have you ever dropped a beer, on someone and be like, this is everything this beer should be, or I guess a better question is, take your favorite beer that you guys make, and how can you increasingly make it better? And I'm not talking like a microbial standpoint from packaging or making a little less oxygen. I'm just straight up recipe, formulation. When are you satisfied? I mean, I guess you said never, but I don't believe you.
Well, I mean, okay, granted, if we had that perspective all the time, then we would never release anything.
That's true.
But
right. There's a certain level where you have to be.
Say that again. I'm sorry.
I cut you off. I apologize. But I was saying there's a certain level where you have to be at, where it's like, okay, we do need to make money and actually sell the thing that we're doing.
Yeah, for sure.
They'll keep everybody happy. The people that like that beer, and they want consistency, and people just love that certain beer.
Well, here, let's open the beer right now. What should we open? The Pub Crawl?
I think so you got 3 beers, the Pub Crawl, the Raspberry, and the Bishop Barrel 18.
Yeah.
Right. I would start with the we call it Pub Crawl, but the brewers call it PCP, but it doesn't have any of that in it. So,
well, you just got Doc excited, so
yeah, be a fun show.
Yeah, I'd start with that.
Okay, so let's start with this. So, are you happy with this recipe, or how would you? Okay, so you are so you do get happy, Aaron. You aren't like flailing yourself in the back in like the malt room when everyone leaves, right? You're like, it's too much biscuit malt.
No, I'm pretty stoked about this beer.
Okay, good.
Sure.
Okay, tell us a little bit about this, about PCP. Teach us about it.
So the idea behind this came up a little over a year ago, where we kind of changed. We had a market or a brand changed over our labels to kind of revamp them, and we also wanted to bring out a couple new beers with that. So the first idea was like, let's make what do the brewers like to drink? So most brewers like to drink anything that's lower than 5% alcohol.
Yes, thank you.
And we didn't have a pale ale, and so we thought, well, let's take a pale ale and make it. Our first thought was, let's make it aromatic like an IPA. And the big thing we wanted to focus on was not make it a session IPA. We wanted to make a pale ale.
Thank you again.
That was just very aromatic, and so we went pretty simple with the grain bill. And the way we kind of did it at Saint Arnold is like we did this competition amongst all the brewers. So there's 8 of us, or at the time there was 8 of us, and everybody came out. We all test brewed a pale ale.
Okay.
And then we weaned it down. We weaned it down to 4 brewers.
I'm sorry,
and then we weaned
on a homebrew batch? Like you guys all homebrewed it came in?
Well, we have a Brew Magic Sabco system.
Oh, okay.
And we kind of all did it on that, and then we scaled it up from there.
Okay, sorry. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and that's how a lot of beers are born, is through this. Like, here's an idea, and let's take all the brewers' ideas and see what comes from that.
Mm-hmm.
So it came down to 2 brewers, and we really loved the malt bill of one, and we really loved the hop bill of the other, and so we merged them, and out came Pub Crawl Pale Ale. It's a pretty simple malt bill. It's Maris Otter, a little pinch of naked oats, golden naked oats, and a shit ton of Galaxy.
Well, that's the miracle hop. I mean, you put that in any beer, it's going to taste wonderful.
Yeah.
How do you get that, and can I get some of it?
Well, fortunate for being our size, we do have several hop contracts, and we told our hop suppliers, like, well, if we make this enough of it, can you make sure that we can get enough Galaxy? And
this is a good beer, man. So why are you not calling it a session IPA? Because that seems to be like the marketing buzzword. Is those 3 letters sell beer no matter what.
I imagine the sales would go up 20% if we called it a session IPA, but I think to make it's a pale ale, so I kind of feel let's call it what it is, and there it is.
So I mean, you probably already said it. What is the ABV of this beer? I mean,
that's 4.7.
I mean, you already said that. What about the IBUs? I was wondering how hoppy is it? How does it come into the session IPA?
It comes in at 47 IBUs.
All right, so it's probably not hoppy enough to be considered a session IPA. It's more of a strong pale ale.
But there's a lot of bitterness. I mean, it's
a lot of bitterness.
It's light body. Yes, it's very bitter forward.
Yeah, arguably, it's probably it's a little bit more bitter on the pale ale scale, but I would not. In terms of other session IPAs on the market, I think it's more balanced than others.
Yeah, I like it. No, it's definitely very balanced, and it's got enough body in that it doesn't taste like hop tea.
Yeah,
it's not hop so high that it tastes like hop tea.
Right, and there's that malt forward too, and sorry, but it's. I was bitching about it a couple shows ago. I've been bitching about it for a while, but
never bitch.
Yeah, it's all I do.
No reason to.
Session IPAs are. It's the same. It's the same 5 colors, right? If you want to talk like art, it's just everything's the same. They all taste the same, just varying degrees of one thing or another. And this doesn't have that. It has that malt.
Yeah.
There is a sense of actually structure in this beer.
It finishes at 3 Plato, so it's not necessarily dried at all. So, and we wanted it to have some of that body to it, and
I like it.
I think we got it. Well, like we were saying earlier, I think it can still be improved upon, and it's stuff that we dabble in,
like what?
On like a 5 to 10 gallon scale to see what we would tweak if we were to tweak it.
So what would you do? Like, what are you thinking right now? Like, what's the hullabaloo in the brewery about this beer right now?
I think, well, I wouldn't call it a hullabaloo, but I would probably add I would vary the dry hop, maybe introduce a small amount of something just to give it more of a depth. I think it has plenty of depth, but I think we can increase that, create more of a 3-dimensional beer out of it, rather than just having this singular hop focus.
In the hop flavor, yeah, okay. All right, I see that. What do you think, Doc?
That's one thing.
Yeah, it has a pretty bitter finish on it, but it's got the malt behind it. It's like hop, tasty to say, it's not a hop tea.
Like Hoppy was saying?
You've either mashed for body or something. You've made sure there's enough body there.
Yeah, for sure. I think Aaron finds it crushable.
So what is the brewing process here? you mentioned the malts. What temperature do you mash at?
It's 154 degrees.
So that's what you're trying to get body in the beer. Okay.
Yeah, and I mean we've contemplated even bumping it up further.
Well, yeah, you just taste. Well, that's what you do. You taste the beer. Could it use more body? You bump it up. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like I said. I think any beer can be better. So
yeah.
No, that's what you're.
I agree. Most beers can be better.
You make the same beer over and over again, and you must because you have in a can. You got to buy a ton of cans. It gives you the opportunity to.
You got to fill the cans.
Make it better every time. You know?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was doing some research on Saint Arnold before the show, and I was checking out. You guys have some pretty cool marketing. It's very, you guys call it grassroots, but you do, fun stuff like auction off, fermenter names on eBay to raise funds and stuff like that. And but I was really interested in your recycling program for your 6-pack carriers. Do you guys still do that?
Yeah, we do. So
and if you wouldn't mind, tell me the grand prize for anybody who's compiling things, please.
Last I checked, if you brought in, 500,000 or 1 million 6-packs?
I read 200,000, which seems much more achievable. Yeah, but that's... Go ahead.
You might have read it more recently than I have, but if you bring in 200 or 500,000, you'll get our late 50s tie-dyed Bentley.
Tie-dyed Yes. So I read it's a 1957 Bentley, but nowhere did I mention it was tie-dyed. So that's crazy.
I'm in.
I bet if you do a Google image search on
right now.
tie-dyed Bentley, it would come up with Saint Arnold's.
I just Google search tie-dyed, and that's not a Google image search. Yeah, there it is right there, dude. Look at this. Look at this thing, man. Doc, you would rock that in style. You would need a driver for that because you would just be busy waving at everybody.
Oh yeah. Did the Bogwan used to own that?
That is, and so you and it's not like given for a day. Like they just give it to you. You guys just give it away.
So what's a 6-pack?
So when no one's brought in a 200,000 6-pack.
No,
there it is.
What's a 6-pack cost? I mean, if it's $8, $10,
Yeah, what is it? $7.99.
Yeah,
about that. I think
that's $1.6 million. That's a lot of beer.
Yeah, but but you're getting enjoyment. It's like the cast off of your enjoyment. But they need to be like reusable 6-pack holders.
I think I just talked to the
not
printer.
Not only did you enjoy all those beers, but now you get to enjoy this vehicle. So it had a greater
and a liver transplant.
Yeah, I think it's totally doable, Doc. I think it's totally doable.
Yeah,
I think we should work on that.
Okay.
I don't know. I like that idea, man. I think it's pretty cool, and it's it's definitely unique, and it kind of makes me wonder why more breweries don't do any sort of recycling program. Like, bring us your stuff.
Yeah, those things are really recyclable. They're not. I mean, they're reusable.
Who's driving the Bentley now?
That's Brock, our owner, Brock Wagner. That's in his garage.
Well, maybe I'll do some sort of Kickstarter where people send me all their little carrier things, and I get the Bentley, and we go for I drive around the country, take everybody for a ride.
Yes,
Tasty rides.
You would have to do that. You would have to you trailer it. Tow it behind your Winnebago or whatever.
Each club would send me like a bunch of them.
Yeah.
I'll pull up in the club, we'd go for a ride. Everybody get a ride in the car.
Yeah.
We'd have a good time.
Doesn't look like it'll get a ticket either.
We'll get some Saint Arnold beer in the back.
Oh, you have to? Are you kidding me? Yeah, like just a little 5-gallon keg on a jockey box?
Yeah, we'll have them sponsor the whole trip.
Have them sponsor the whole thing. That sounds great. That sounds great, man. That sounds just like something he would want to do, is sponsor his own Bentley, racking up miles on it.
Just in your territory, we'll do it. Just in your. By the way, when are you? How far are you distributed? Where can? How far out of Houston can you get that beer?
Texas and Louisiana.
You stop talking.
Hello?
Just those two states?
That's it.
Really?
Because that's all we're in.
Well, Texas is pretty big. I get that. How much of Texas are you in? Most of it? Half of it?
Well, so we were just shy of 60,000 barrels in 2016, and 75% of that was consumed in Houston.
Whoa.
Whoa. A lot of thirsty people in Houston.
They like your beer. Good for you. That's awesome.
Yeah, so the kind of the perspective is, sure, it's nice to grow our reach, but if our local consumers want more of us, then we kind of share this perspective of grow the community, and if they want more of it, then we should give it more to them, because they're the ones that have been supporting us for a majority of the time.
Yeah, forget about the fact I can't get it. I'm no big deal.
And I like this idea, Aaron, because I think that's what a lot of breweries miss the mark on, is that especially in today's climate of 5,000 breweries or whatever, there's a lot of neighborhood breweries, and I think you guys aren't you the oldest, or if not one of the oldest craft breweries in Texas, right?
We're not the first, but we are the oldest. We're the longest lasting, I guess.
Yeah, you guys have stuck it out. But I think that's super important for you guys to maintain that foothold in Texas and serve your beer community. After all, they got you where you are. I think that's rad.
I think the way the industry, well, like you mentioned, over 5,000 breweries is, I think the age of the regional craft brewer, those breweries that are 15, 20,000 barrels and plus, it's the likelihood of new breweries opening now reaching that point doesn't seem, the percentages are pretty low.
Really?
So I think the future of the industry is those small local pubs that support these small towns, and kind of like what England or Germany is like. All these small little towns have one or two breweries that support that entire town, and I think the age of these larger breweries is not sure how feasible it is to people starting a business plan of, we're going to have 20,000 barrels in 6 or 7 years. I think the likelihood of that just doesn't seem feasible, especially with 5,000 plus breweries. Focusing on
or the guy who's in Massachusetts, right? And he's like, I'm distributed in 8 states and I brew 5,000 barrels. That doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, I guess I get it from the standpoint of you're excited to get your beer out there, right? But the kind of like slow burn growth is sounds like. I mean, look at Sierra Nevada. Like they've done that forever, right? And a lot of big breweries have done that too. You kind of keep it local, and then just make sure everybody in your like in your state or in your 500-mile radius is saturated with your beer, and they have your beer, and they know about it.
Yeah,
and then
what's the rush?
Right.
Like, seriously,
take it easy. It's a very southern thing to say, I think, too. Right? It's like, let's just relax. Yeah. Let's just chill out.
So you mentioned Sierra. It was in 23 years we've never done a collaboration, and the first time we ever did a collaboration, Ken Grossman reached out to Brock and was like, "You want to do this beer camp?" And he asked, and he was like, "Well, yes." Like, how do you not say yes to that?
Fuck yes, right? Hey, it's on tap right here at this pub.
Yeah, we're going to have that at the next break.
Oh, good. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah. That was freaking awesome to be a part of.
Now, did you come out to the Chico one, or did you go to the North Carolina one?
We went out to Chico, and then the whole marketing kind of planning of the entire process was held in Asheville, Mills River.
Okay. That's awesome, dude. Were you part of that, too?
I didn't personally go out, but the planning process on what beers to make was a collaborative effort in house, and it was, holy crap, it was cool to see it come to fruition.
I bet, man. I bet. Well, we'll get to that at the second one, or the second break. But I just opened the Raspberry AF, and I can only assume what AF stands for. But I will let you talk about this beer, Aaron.
So a couple years ago we had a beer called Boiler Room, Berliner Weiss, and we had an incident with our mill. Our mill didn't properly grind. We had just kind of a failure with a mechanical issue, and we didn't notice until we were mashing in a batch. So we had essentially half the grain bill for a beer we just mashed in, and it was kind of one of those things where okay, this beer is going to be dumped anyway, so what can we do to just kind of we decided, like, well, we have some leftover, we kind of saved dregs of lambic or anything like that just to kind of play around with test brews or just to kind of putz around, because we're all home brewers, so we kind of want to play around.
Yeah.
And so we took the runnings of this kind of this low malt bill and pitched dregs of several different lambics to kind of play around with it, and we threw it in the boiler room to sour, and hence the name Boiler Room.
Okay. Makes sense.
It was a really great beer, and so we decided to kind of change the recipe a little bit to be more like a Berliner Weiss, a classical Berliner Weiss, and then Boiler Room became a year-round beer. Sales didn't really do too good, and it came out in a 22-ounce bomber format, so that potentially could have hurt it. I'm not entirely sure, but at our pub, we did several barrel-aged variants with different fruits, and the raspberry one was the clear favorite.
Okay.
So we decided to, instead of killing off Boiler Room, we decided to release Wrath. Well, it was in-house. We called it Wrath.
Okay.
And when it came time to naming the name, our owner goes on social media and says, like, should we call this Raspberry Boiler Room or Raspberry AF? And clearly, when you go onto social media, your listeners or your followers will say AF rather than Boiler Room.
Oh yeah, they want the, you know, for those of you who don't know, the AF is just a short for ass fuck. So we'll just get.
Well, actually, this stands for raspberries or fruit. That's what it stands for.
Of course it is.
Sure.
Yeah, you can tell yourself.
And we use 100% real raspberry. We use, actually, it's a big, it's Oregon fruit. I know Jay Goodwin talks about them a lot on his podcast, and we're a big supporter of it as well. So about 3,600 pounds of raspberries go into each batch.
Well, what size batch is it?
I'm sorry?
What's your batch size?
120 barrels.
Whoa. It's a big brew house.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's your brew house size, or are you double batching into 120 barrels? Or what?
No, that's kettle full.
Wow.
Kettle full is over. It's close to 136 barrels, but total net after loss of trub or et cetera, it's roughly between 120, 130 barrels.
Yeah, you're making 60,000 barrels a year. Of course,
Yeah, it's got to get there somehow.
You're not going to do that with a 15 barrel. That's right.
Right.
Sure, it makes sense.
This is a great beer, man. Is it a kettle sour? Or?
It is a kettle sour.
Right.
We crop our own bacteria in house.
Yeah.
And it takes anywhere between 16 to 36 hours. And after sour, we boil it for about 15 minutes, and then goes into the cellar. We ferment with Kolsch yeast, and around 2 degrees Plato from terminal, we'll add raspberry, and that'll finish out fermentation, and finishes around 2 Plato, and then it's packaged, and then
it tastes great, man. It's not. I don't know. It's not overly
lactic.
Lactic?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, there's that.
No, it is, but it's not overly done.
Right.
It's not a pucker.
No, it's not a pucker, and it's not overly fruity as well. It still tastes like a Berliner Weiss. There's still some wheat character coming through, when a lot of Berliner Weisses, fruited ones that are just straight fruit, and it's like watered down fruit juice with maybe some hops if you can taste them. But it's a beer with fruit in it.
It's a great kettle. I like kettle sours with fruit.
Yeah.
By the way, this is in a can, in a nice, really red can, so they're pretty.
Yeah, well, the marketing or the packaging, I think, is pretty badass. It has that cool little checkered picnic table.
Yeah, more like a picnic can. It'll be good for a summer event. Like, if ice these things up,
and
it'd be great.
Yeah. frickin' hot too, man. So it's very refreshing.
And the bugs are big too.
It's like the checker, like a picnic, tablecloth or whatever. Yeah, but it also reminds me of the top of like a Smucker's jam jar.
No, it's very.
You know what I mean? Because I think they do have like a checkered, like a red and white checkered like kind of deal going on. But no, this beer is very good. It's very drinkable. It might be too drinkable, but you know what I mean. It's not like you're eating fruit, because at some point I want to know that I'm drinking a beer. It is a beer after all.
I think that's important too. We didn't want to make a fruit juice like you guys mentioned. We wanted to make a fruit beer, and I'm pretty excited about this recipe, and it's crushable, man.
Yeah, it's definitely not sweet.
No.
It's got a raspberry flavor, but it's not sweet at all.
No, it's great, man. It's great.
Great reputation. It's great.
All right, Aaron, hang on just a second, man. We're going to take a break, and we're going to come back. We're going to try your other, the Berliner Weiss that you did, the collab that you did with Sierra Nevada, and we're going to drink more beer. All right? Hang on a second. It's the session, everyone. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
You're listening to the Brewcasters. On the Brewing Network.
Your support of the Brewing Network means everything to us. We couldn't produce shows without you. And we love giving you something extra for that support, like Brew Your Own magazine. You already know it's a great brewing magazine full of recipes, equipment how-tos, discussions of beer styles, and brewing techniques. Whether you're new to brewing and just starting out, or you're an old pro, you'll always learn something from the articles in Brew Your Own. Plus, they're amazing special issues like plans for building a Brutus 10 system, 250 classic clone recipes, and the Homebrewer's Answer Book. Brew Your Own magazine and BYO.com are awesome resources for any brewer, whether for yourself or as a gift. When you subscribe or resubscribe from the Brewing Network homepage, you directly support programs like this. Get a great magazine and support the Brewing Network. Subscribe to Brew Your Own right from thebrewingnetwork.com.
Do you know the three most important rules in brewing? Sanitation, sanitation, and sanitation. And no one does it better than 5-Star Chemicals. 5-Star knows sanitation. You can only sanitize clean equipment. And 5-Star knows how to clean, too. For craft brewers and home brewers, 5-Star has what you need to keep your fermenters, serving tanks, kegs, and draft lines sparkling and free of any beer-spoiling bacteria. PBW, caustic, acid cleaners, Star San, SaniClean, lubricants and defoamers, pH stabilizers, and more. 5-Star Chemicals has cleaning supplies, safety supplies, heat exchangers, pumps, hoses, and valves. And 5-Star is proud to offer eco-friendly products that exceed customer expectations. If you have a cleaning problem, you need the 5-Star solution. Visit 5starchemicals.com or call 800-782-7019. 800-782-7019 and get the 5-Star treatment today. Are you looking for a simple brewing system that's great for all-grain brewing, but everything on the market seems to be full of compromises? Blickman Engineering has the answer. The Blickman Brew Easy All-Grain Brewing System. The Brew Easy is a complete system with easy upgrades and a beautiful compact design, perfect for any size brewing location. At its core, the Brew Easy is built on two gorgeous Blickman Boilermaker brew kettles, a high-temperature March pump, and either a top-tier gas burner or the new Boil Coil electric heater. The Brew Easy adapter lid allows the pots to stack on top of each other, forming an efficient, strong, and compact brewing setup that comes in 5, 10, and 20-gallon batch sizes. Upgrade your Brew Easy system with full automated control by adding a Blickman Tower of Power temp controller, and make moving around easy with the Blickman Kettle Cart. The Brew Easy is modular. If you already own a Boilermaker kettle, you can build your Brew Easy by purchasing just the modules you need. The new Brew Easy all-grain brewing system. See it today at BlickmanEngineering.com and brew with Blickman quality on your new Brew Easy.
If you work in retail sales, the restaurant industry, or are a new craft beer enthusiast, or you know someone who is, you have got to check out Beer 101. Beer 101 is an online course created for anyone wanting a quick introduction to the vast world of craft beer. Beer 101 covers the history of beer, brewing ingredients and processes, vital stats like ABV, SRM, IBU and gravity, styles, tasting, glassware, and pairing beer with food. The Beer 101 course is offered by the Brewers Association at craftbeer.com, also home to the truly awesome Beer Style Finder, a visual guide to every beer style. Quickly play with color, bitterness, and alcohol content to interactively explore the entire world of beer styles with a gorgeously designed interface to your favorite beverage. The new Beer 101 course and new Beer Style Finder are only available at craftbeer.com. Craftbeer.com, celebrating the best of American beer.
Hi, this is Tyler from Libertine Brewing Company on the Central Coast of California. You're listening to Brewing Network, The Session. It sucks. Does it suck? It sucks. But that's what's good about it, is that it sucks, right?
That's right. That's what's good about us. Is that we suck. We suck in a good way.
We suck the best.
That's true. We make the best sucking.
Sucky.
You know who doesn't suck, though, is Great Fermentations. Mainly because they've been a sponsor for a long time, mainly because they're really cool people and very good looking, but mainly most of all, they're giving away free home brewing ingredients for 15 years. For the next 15 years, people, and a Blickman Brew Easy all-grain brewing system. Just go to greatfermentations.com/giveaway and enter for your chance to win. It's a huge prize, huge, $10,000 retail value. Compliments of Great Fermentations. The grand prize announcement will be on Saturday, June 17th, which I believe is the awards, not banquet, but presentation, I guess. Also, they're doing random giveaways every 2 weeks leading up to the close of the comp, which is very soon, including conical fermenters, temperature controllers, the new Blickman Riptide brew pump, and more. So go to greatfermentations.com. As always, you'll get top-notch customer service and same-day shipping on many items. Be sure to like them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at GR8Fermentation. That's greatfermentations.com /giveaway for more info on that. Good luck to the person who $10,000 worth of brewing equipment or brewing supplies for 15 years, dude.
Now, like, when you think about it, who's actually at that mode right now where that's going to be like, oh, it takes the load off my back. I'm spending like $8,000 a year. Like you'd have to up your game. You'd have to like really get into brewing.
Yeah, you're that dude like on the uptick. I think like if you're like in your first or second year of brewing, you're starting to go there.
Bug. You feel like you could be that guy.
You could be that guy. Yeah,
I like
absolutely.
That's a great competition. A great contest.
Yeah, that's cool.
I admire that.
By the second year, you're ready to retire your first system or whatever you're doing at that time and move up.
Absolutely. All right, we're going to get back to Aaron here from Saint Arnold Brewing. Aaron, you're still with us, bud?
I am here.
All right, perfect. We have a little bit of the collab in our glass here, the Sierra Nevada Saint Arnold Brewing collaboration, which I believe is, well, here, why don't you go ahead and tell us about this beer, man?
So it's we talked about the Raspberry AF before the break, and it's a Berliner Weiss base, and we knew when we were getting involved with them, we wanted to kind of bring a little bit of both breweries together and expand on both techniques. And I'm a big fan of their Keller Weiss, their Hefeweizen that's fermented in their open fermenters.
Okay. All right.
And we wanted to kind of see what our Berliner Weiss malt bill and ferment it with that beautiful Hefe yeast and then also take advantage of those torpedoes. And so we dry hopped it, and you now have a dry hopped Berliner Weiss. So there it is.
What did you? What's the dry hop in there?
Amarillo.
Okay, Amarillo. And that's a whole hops, I imagine, because it's Sierra Nevada.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Yes.
So I've had dry hop sour beers with Amarillo before from the Rare Barrel. And I love that. I mean, I love everything about them. And this with the but they use pellets. With this, the whole hop is very interesting. It's a whole new dimension, I guess, or dynamic of that hop that I've never really tasted before. That kind of grassy, classic dry hop. It almost tastes very much like a Cascade to me.
Yeah, when we got the test batches, I was like, man, it doesn't. It was cool because it had this really great herbal spice, and not that classic like citrus kind of focus on it, which we were kind of originally when we were thinking about it. But then we got these test batches back. It had this really kind of something that we weren't expecting, which was exciting. And
let's be real. Every flavor has it comes across different at a different pH, right? This is probably a beer at 3.4 pH. If you round it up to 7, it tastes completely different as well. So it's like
absolutely.
It's accentuating certain things and dulling others. So it brings out different characters in the hops, which is to me a lot of the herbal, fruity character in this particular hop.
Yeah, it was exciting to collaborate with him and we learned a lot from it. This is what happens when you dry hop with Amarillo at a 3.2, 3.3 pH, and it's to me it's like a red herring. You smell this beautiful banana clove with this herbal, and then when you drink it, it has this kind of tart. It's misleading, and which is exciting as a drinker.
It really is, man. And and so I had a glass of this before the show, and I'm drinking it now. And I remember, many hours ago before the show, of course, there is an herbal quality to it that I didn't get, and I think drinking it now, it's almost like when you open a new box of black tea. For you weird tea drinkers?
I do enjoy tea, so yeah.
And you should open it up,
caffeine tea,
and it's like maybe like Earl Grey, some of that bergamot or whatever, that citrus kind of thing. But just very briefly, but it's like black tea leaves, but like the powder that they leave behind in the box or whatever. It's very specific and very strange. I would not have expected this to be Amarillo hops. It's very pleasing, of course. Don't get me wrong. It is very. Maybe it is like a super pungent Earl Grey because of there is a citrus quality to them as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's pretty exciting. Again, it has this. The aroma gives you one thing, and then the flavor just takes you on a different journey, which is it's exciting.
Yeah,
it doesn't come across as like bitter. In fact, it seems to have more like malt character in a way, kind of like more of a sweetness kind of accentuated. Did you up the sodium or something to make it taste weird, even though it may not actually be? So,
did you say salt?
Sodium.
Or?
Yeah. Salt.
Oh, okay, yeah. So it's about 80% of 70-80% of it's wheat, and then it's got Vienna for body, and then after that it's I actually don't know what Sierra decided to do on the salt profile, but. Pretty very. I mean, like the malt profile in itself is pretty high in protein. It has a big body with those grains that you're that we're going for on the design of the recipe. But it had finished with a great body, I think.
So what would you? So I know because I know you're thinking about it. What would you change about this beer? What would you do differently? I guess change implies that there's something wrong, right? But you want to do something differently, I'm sure.
So I think it's like with the next beer that we're going to get into, our barrel aged stuff is it's like each batch is different, and you kind of learn from each of those experiences to build off of them, and whether it's the same beer that you're improving or it's a completely new beer that you're doing to improve off of what you've learned from the previous ones. The fact is the likelihood of this beer ever being made again is, I would assume, pretty slim.
Yeah.
So it's not necessarily trying to improve on this. It's just trying to improve on each new beer that we make.
Okay.
And we kind of take what if that's a cop out.
No, not at all. No, I totally get it because you want to be growing. But I think if you're always stuck improving the same 10 beers or whatever, you're never going to grow because you're just releasing iterations of those beers, and you're not going to try anything new. You're not going to push the boundaries. You're not going to get creative, which is what craft beer drinkers want. That's why we make craft beer. That's why we're in this thing, right? So, I totally get it.
I guess to answer your question, though, is like our idea was how can we get this citrus aromatic out of a dry hop Berliner Weisses? What hop can provide that? because clearly the Amarillo at that low pH didn't in this experience.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe if we were to do it again, we'd approach it in a similar fashion from kettle sour to fermentation. But what dry hop would we do to? Yeah. What is it, the dry hop? So it's.
I'd be interested in doing. I mean, because the only experience I have is drinking other people's Berliner Weisses and sour beers, dry hopped and stuff. Because I don't fuck around with that. But the Amarillo is my favorite. So the Rare Barrel does a lot of collabs with Cellar Maker out here. They're cloudy beers.
Yeah,
and
big fan.
Yeah, and they do some dry hop golden sours. But the hops that they use are like Citra, and I never feel it as much as I do with Amarillo. But I think the dry hop is very interesting, and I wonder if that weird pH is leaching out more of the green grassiness.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So personally, I would do it again, but just do pellets, Amarillo pellets, and you'll get it'll be totally different.
Yeah, I'm
telling you this, right? Like you don't know.
Well, if you think about it, if you put like a hop in a solution, it's going to get different things out of it, whether it's an acid or whether it's just plain water, right?
Yeah,
the pH is going to make a difference. You know?
And La Tour from New Belgium, one of the original dry hop sours, that's a beautiful beer in its own right. So, and I believe the original batch of that was Amarillo dry hop, I believe.
Oh, really?
I could be wrong, but but I remember when Lauren was talking about wanting to do a new kind of sour beer, she reached out to Brendelson from Firestone, and it's like, I think it's okay to dry hop a sour, and so they did it, and there it is. And you have a beautiful beer, award-winning beer from that. So that's what the beauty of, as you guys mentioned, of American brewing is experimenting.
Yeah, and collaboration, for God's sakes. I mean, geez.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Doing, like I said, reading a little bit about Saint Arnold and whatever. We're talking about the owner, Brock. And Brock Wagner, and he was saying that he's been approached, and this was an article from like either 15 or 2011, I forget now. But he's been approached to sell a few times, but he doesn't want to.
No.
And
thankfully,
yeah, right. And it seems like it's that kind of. What was his line? I think his line was like, "I'm having too much fun owning a brewery."
Yeah.
And I think, and so to me, that speaks volumes about the culture of the company, and it kind of mirrors your marketing, approach and your distribution approach, where you guys, it does seem like you're just having a good time doing this. You're not out for anything. I mean, you guys make enough beer, you could push it out to 12, 13 states and probably have no problem. But it doesn't meet with your culture, right?
That's kind of the way he's built it, and I definitely have. I still drink the Kool-Aid. I believe in it too. So it's his big thing that he focuses on is building community through beer, and I think we're a testament to that. And I definitely believe in it too. So
yeah, I mean, it's great. As a brewer, do you? How should I put this? We've talked to a few brewers that like live and die by those beer rating sites. We have brewers who have never looked at them in the day in their lives because they don't give a shit. Where do you fall on that giving a shit spectrum?
So I got into this working slinging beers at a brew pub, and I was a beer trader for a long time. So I got it. I was still on those websites, but my trading game, it's been a long time since I've done that, and my main focus is more as a brewer is how can I enjoy making beer, and the people who participate on those sites, in my opinion, enjoy drinking beer, which are two completely different things. So that's where I fall, I guess.
Okay.
But I do find myself looking at them and probably looking at them too much and then getting frustrated
do you? What do you get frustrated about? Like perceived flaws, or that people don't understand what's going on, or maybe a mixture of both?
Well, okay, so you mentioned flaws, whether some people might mention microbial flaws, and I know for a fact that everything that we bottle, keg, can. It goes through rigorous QA/QC, and it's kind of wanting to take that effort to educate the consumer that no, like the aggressively pickled hot dog that you had while you were drinking that beer. No, it does not have vinegar in that beer. It's
right.
Yeah, so I definitely have to calm myself. Like, I just need to turn this off and take Papazian's words and relax and have a beer. So.
Yeah, it's like reading your own Yelp reviews and nothing you can do about it.
Those raters, they should provide like some benefit. They should just do a singular function. Report dirty lines. Let's say that's all they did. Report dirty lines. They would improve beer hundreds of percents just by doing that.
Something I've definitely learned from Brock is the best critique is when you actually go out to the public and actually drink a beer with somebody rather than. So there's plenty that gets lost in translation online. So
for sure. So will you do that and then go out to the local pub and have a pint and just talk to the people and see what they taste and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I'm fortunate to go out pretty frequently to tap takeovers or beer dinners, and I really enjoy that kind of social aspect because it's really nice to meet people that's enjoying the liquid that you make. Going back on the whole music analogies, sure, it's fun to play music by yourself, but you get a lot more enjoyment when people are enjoying the music that you're playing. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, man. I don't think I've been to a few, at least in my younger days when I was actually going out, to like tap takeovers and meet the brewers, this and whatever, and I've never been asked what I tasted in a beer. I think that's a cool approach. Maybe they're afraid. Yeah, like no one's ever like oh hey, do you like it? Or like when you go I love your beer, dude, or whatever. And it's like oh thanks, but it's never been like an engaging like conversation about it. So I appreciate that from a
I appreciate
taste
you not
standpoint.
just going ahead and telling them because that's what I usually do. Is hey, yeah, this is pale ale. Like, what were you thinking? You getting this?
Yeah.
But I'm a jerk. You're not.
Well.
Never know that for sure.
Really annoying guy.
Yeah. But I like that. I like that aspect of going out and actually just conversing with people and asking them what they think. I'm assuming that's what you do. But
your consumers are your greatest advertisement. So
yeah. Huh. I don't want to ask people what they think about like as a list from a listening standpoint because I'm sure I should be there forever.
Well, this week at the
we get enough
Homebrew Con, you'll be able to get asked a lot of them.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Of course,
you'll get plenty of opinions there.
But what about the other people that aren't even talking to you?
Right. If you hate the show that I do, or the shows or whatever, but tell
us how we can make it better.
If you love it, tell me. If you hate it, tell Tasty.
Exactly.
And
I don't want to hear it.
If you just want to drink, tell Doc.
Yeah,
I think that'll be fine. We just opened the Bishop's Barrel, which you have billed as an oat wine ale, aged in rye whiskey barrels. What's up with this thing, man? Tell me about this.
So, as not only have been brewing beer for a little over, as a home brewer, including that about 10 years, but finding inspiration to create new things I've found I have to venture into either cooking or to wine or cocktails.
Mm-hmm.
So, because, there's 5,000 breweries, everybody's creating new things, and trying to creating something brand new can be essentially difficult or impossible. So I've looked into just taken inspiration. I'm very passionate about cooking and wine and cocktails, so I kind of went into that realm and thought of, I really like oatmeal cookies. How can I make an oatmeal cookie inspired beer?
Okay. All right.
The first thought was, it's got to be a barley wine, an English barley wine at that, because it has to have a malt focus. Our proprietary yeast at Saint Arnold is an English ale yeast, so it produces those fruity esters. So I was like, bingo, going to use that. And I was like, man, oats. Haven't had a heavily oated barley wine before. So I was like, let's try this out. And when I did the initial test brew, it was like, man, it's just beautiful oatmeal aroma. And wanted to bring that sweetness into balance if we were going to barrel age it, which is where the rye whiskey barrels came into play.
Okay.
So I reached out. I have a buddy that works at Whistle Pig, who's a beautiful rye whiskey out of Vermont.
Yeah.
And got a hold of those barrels and aged them for 9 months, and now you have the oat wine aged in Whistle Pig barrels.
Whistle Pig barrel. Okay, I've heard a lot of good things about Whistle Pig, but I have not yet had any. Doc?
Yeah, I've had it.
Yeah, it's good stuff?
Yeah, when I was reading the pre-show stuff, I was reading about this beer, and
nice.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
It's beautiful color.
Yeah.
It's nice caramel color. How much of the color came from the barrel, do you think?
So it's actually it's a pretty simple grain bill. It's 2-row with a pinch of pale chocolate and 20% oats, and that's it. And then age 9 months. I mean, color from the barrel, I don't think too much, but I think that pale chocolate kind of gave it that. I'm drinking it as we speak as well, and it has that kind of cool ruby color to it.
Yeah, it almost looks like bourbon.
It really does, man. It really does. That's a great aroma, too.
Yeah, and we just had this past weekend was our 23rd anniversary, and these parties on the Sunday of, we'll do this rare cellar tasting, and where we bring out all these one-off barrels. So we did one with this beer, but we got about 10 gallons of Texas honey.
Wow!
And we put that honey into one of these whiskey barrels. We aged it for 3 months and took the honey out. Our chef at the restaurant cooked. I don't remember what he made, but it was incredible. But,
wait. Hold on a second. So just the raw honey? You didn't add water to it or ferment it or anything like that?
It was raw honey, dude.
You just poured honey into the barrel?
Like chunks of honey, like that.
It was liquid honey.
It was liquid.
It was
out
processed.
of the...
Yeah.
Fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've never heard of this. You guys are crazy.
Aged honey in the barrel for 3 months. Took the honey out, and then we put the beer on top of it.
Okay, did it get
in the barrel?
And you put the beer on top. Okay, so you took the honey out. There's residual honey in the barrel.
Correct.
And then you added the beer on top of it. Did you get a lot of character from the barrel in the honey?
Absolutely.
Really?
Yeah. It was very mead-like. It was a very rich beer.
Did you ferment the honey afterwards? Because that would have been interesting to make a mead, like reverse oak age it, right?
So one of our brewers makes mead at home, and he did make a mead out of it. He hasn't bottled it yet, but that's something that we're definitely excited about.
Okay, good, because that's how do you waste that opportunity? I'm sure that was a mess, and you probably won't do it again.
Yeah.
But
you were talking about Manhattans earlier.
Yes.
Have you ever? You should definitely. I made Manhattans at home and old fashions at home with this bourbon aged honey instead of using turbinado sugar. Use this bourbon honey. Man,
really?
it was good.
Oh, geez. Now I'm thirsty.
So when you added the oats into what kind of oats was it? Was it oat malt, steel cut?
Oh, it was golden oats.
Okay, just normal. There's normal brewing golden oats.
Just normal brewing golden oats. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
And it was a bitch. It was a bitch on our louder ton.
Okay, you had big problems doing that, getting it off there.
It was
makes oatmeal.
So in this case, for 120 barrels, it had to be a double mash so that we could net the volume that we needed.
Oh, because the grain bill's so big.
Yeah,
okay.
It was so. Our brew house was designed in the 80s, and it's pretty much designed for 10, 12 Plato German Kolsches. And when we wanted to make this huge 25 Plato barley wine, it gets pretty taxing on the brew house to make something that big. So expect a 4 or 5 hour lauder and long boil to hit the starting gravity that we need. And
does your team dread these brew days or what?
Oh, I got several phone calls like, man, this beer sucks. Why are we making this beer?
Calling sick that day.
Yeah. I can't do it. I can't do it. Yeah, that's tough, man. That's a tough brew day. It tastes great, though.
Yeah.
I mean, the results are amazing.
Yeah, it's worth all the trouble, I'm saying.
Yeah, absolutely.
Did you do anything like special with the mash? Like just take the first runnings to try it that way, or did you mostly concentrate with the boil?
Yeah, it's a single infusion, and it's a first runnings only beer. Yep. And then we mash it again and fill up another first runnings only beer to reach our boiling capacity, and
I've heard
about a 2-hour boil.
I've heard of people taking the second runnings from the first batch, using that as a strike water for the second. Is that something you've considered or thought about? Or
we have thought about that in an efficiency standpoint, and kind of we discussed it. It hasn't been implemented yet, and but no, I've heard of a lot of people using foundation water a lot for using their residual runnings of the beer as their foundation water. So that's...
You wouldn't have to have as much into the second one. I mean, it would speed up the process as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, we don't make a lot of high-gravity beers routinely, and that's one reason why we haven't aggressively got into that effort.
So how much of this beer how much of this beer did it got into the market? It's obviously had to go through a lot of processing.
We did a single batch of it, so 120 barrels. Went into 62 rye whiskey barrels, and package-wise, it fills about roughly 900 cases.
I see.
And that gets distributed all over Texas and Louisiana.
Nice.
And it sells out it gets distributed to grocery stores, liquor stores, as restaurants as well, and sells out pretty quickly with that wide distribution.
I bet.
And so we always try to keep.
That's the advantage of keeping yourself kind of close in. You can you just make enough to meet your market. You don't have to worry about old beer out there.
Right.
It's only in your local market.
Right.
Man, absolutely.
There's a lot of beer. I'm not trying to bag on anybody, but there's even a local brewery. I've seen beers that are packaged in February on the store shelves, and there's new beer in front of it because their sales guy or whatever isn't rotating the stock. Yeah, no one's paying attention to it. So you still have those problems even at a local level. But this beer's great, man. This beer's great.
Appreciate it.
I appreciate you sending it. Appreciate you sending it over.
Absolutely, yeah.
Well, Aaron, so I normally I would say, hey, where can we find your beer? But we've already covered that. You can't find it anywhere unless you're in Texas or Louisiana.
If you're there, enjoy.
Yeah, if you're there, keep drinking it, man, because you guys are they're making some great beers over there at Saint Arnold. And man, I really appreciate you coming on and spending the time with us and sending us the beers. And next time you're in the area, please stop by, man. Chico's like 3 hours away or whatever.
Yeah, I know.
Would love to. Thank you.
Cool, yeah.
Enjoyed it.
Yeah, no sweat, man. Thanks a lot, Aaron. I appreciate it, dude.
All right, take care, guys.
All right, man. Bye. I'll let Aaron go there. Yeah, dude, that's good beers, man.
Yeah.
Saint Arnold.
Like everyone.
SaintArnold.com. Don't even have to have the brewing on there. It's just that's it. That's old URL, dude. Kudos to them.
They've been around a while.
They've been around a long time,
23 years anniversary. That's pretty good for a brewery.
Oh, yeah. Are you kidding me? It's fantastic, man. That's fantastic. Okay, hey, did you get... Tasty, you probably knew about this. Something called Drake's Aroma Day.
Yeah, I heard about that, sure.
It's on July 7th. And you go over to Drake's Brewing Company. They're selling tickets right now at eventbrite.com. You just search Drake's Aroma Day. You can sample a bunch of aroma things. It's Aroma Coma 2.0, along with something they're calling Danktastic. Danktastically Awesome Aromatherapy Triple IPA. So it's the first chance to get your hands on both bottles of the Aroma Coma 2.0 and the Aromatherapy Triple IPA. This is for Aroma Day. And apparently there's puppy and kitten playpens, massage chairs.
That means lots of hot chicks.
Right? Hop vaporizers, interactive aromatherapy indulgence.
Vaping. Nice.
Yeah. Vinyl listening station. I mean, wow. live DJs, beer, ice cream, spicy food, and more.
Something for everybody.
Something for literally, yeah. And they have
before Grateful Dead.
Come for the kittens, stay for the beer.
Right. It's free admission. It's open to all ages. But if you want to taste beers, that's what you got to pay. So, you get 5 4-ounce tastes and 1 full pour of your favorite Aroma Series brew for $15, and it kind of just goes up from there, which is kind of cool. You get some taste, and you can actually get a full pint of something.
And you get the pet a kitty.
And you get a pet a kitty, which are really it's the best pet around. But that's at Drake's dealership. Actually, it's
once
on.
You get your hand on the kitty.
There's no going back. Friday, July 17th, 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. So if you're in the Bay Area, come on out to Drake's dealership there in Oakland on July 7th, my friends.
Yeah, it's a fun place.
Drake's Aroma Day. All right, we're going to take our last break. We're going to come back. We're going to do feedback. We're going to do feedback. We're going to do a little bit of beer news. And then
we might have one more beer tasting.
We have one more beer. I have a beer we're gonna drink, but are those beers cold? Okay,
it's all lined up.
So we're gonna do that as well. So we're not done yet. We're drinking some more beers. Hang on, we'll be right back.
You're listening to the Brewcasters. On the Brewing Network.
Since 1979, Williams Brewing has offered the finest equipment and freshest ingredients and the best customer service in the business. Check out their brand new patent-pending Mash and Boil 110-volt electric mashing and boiling unit. This compact all-stainless unit lets you mash, sparge, and boil just about anywhere that has a 110-volt plug. Double-wall construction adds to efficiency and safety, and a precise thermostat keeps temperatures where you want them. Unlike insulated buckets and converted coolers, multiple temperature rest mashing is easy to do, all for under $300. They also feature the Mark II work pump, a magnetic drive high-temperature pump that does the work of pumps that cost twice as much, as well as exclusive Brewer's Edge regulators and quality Keg King kegs and disconnects. Check them out today at williamsbrewing.com to brews their vast selection. With over 20 years of experience making world-class craft beer and more than 100 gold medals in international competitions, Moylan's Brewing Company is not just a pretty face in craft beer. Just ask Brendan Moylan.
What do we got here? The beer of the hour. Moylan's, gotta love that big M. It's like a sign of awesomeness. Woo-hoo! It's got an extra kick to it. Let's pour this bad boy. Oh, yeah. Oh, Moylan's. The end of the night when the kids are finally in bed, the wife's in bed, nobody's bothering your ass anymore. That's Moylan's time. Moylan's is for you. Yeah. It's to help you out. Yeah. It helps me out.
What?
Well, because it's freaking awesome. Northern California brewed. It's brewed with love. With love? Oh, yeah. Tremendous. And it's always best where?
Moylan's.
You gotta try it. On tap at Moylan's in Novato. They're friggin' awesome. Not only because I own the brewery, because I love the beer.
Cheers.
Boom.
Kilt Lifter Scotch Ale takes big beers to a whole new level with rich malt balanced perfectly with delicate hops, and now comes in 4-pack tall boy cans so you can take the party on the go. Or come to the brewery, take a tour, and try any of Moylan's fresh creations right from the source. Check them out at moylans.com.
BN Army, have you heard the latest at Hop Tech? Since Hop Tech has doubled in size after a huge expansion, Jade and Roberto can stock even more of the best quality homebrewing supplies and equipment. Over 60 kick-ass varieties of hops and malts, monster truckloads of quality brewer's yeast, including White Labs, Y-yeast, and multiple dry yeasts. They even have all grain systems from Grainfathers and Ruby Street Brew Systems, thanks to Jade, the brand new all-grain brewer. And don't forget about their 10% discount to all BN Army members. Jade and Roberto are waiting for you and all of your brewing questions over at hoptech.com. Hoptech, totally not sucking since 1983. If you work in retail sales, the restaurant industry, or are a new craft beer enthusiast, or you know someone who is, you have got to check out Beer 101. Beer 101 is an online course created for anyone wanting a quick introduction to the vast world of craft beer. Beer 101 covers the history of beer, brewing ingredients and processes, vital stats like ABV, SRM, IBU, and gravity, styles, tasting, glassware, and pairing beer with food. The Beer 101 course is offered by the Brewers Association at craftbeer.com, also home to the truly awesome Beer Style Finder, a visual guide to every beer style. Quickly play with color, bitterness, and alcohol content to interactively explore the entire world of beer styles with a gorgeously designed interface to your favorite beverage. The new Beer 101 course and new Beer Style Finder are only available at craftbeer.com. Craftbeer.com, celebrating the best of American beer.
Hey guys, what'll it be?
I'm not sure. What do you recommend?
A lot of people seem to like the Hefeweizen.
Is that a German Hefeweizen or more of an American-style wheat beer?
I'm not sure, but I can give you a taste.
Okay, great.
The Cicerone certification program certifies and educates beer professionals in order to elevate the beer experience for consumers. Unfortunately, not every bar is staffed with certified beer servers who can guide their customers through a beer list.
Here you go, guys. Let me know what you think of the Hefeweizen.
Oh, yeah. That's definitely more of an American meat. But I can hardly tell because this beer just smells like sour butter. I wonder how long it's been since they cleaned the draft line.
Yeah, and look at the bubbles on the side of the glass. It's filthy.
Somebody should tell these guys about the Cicerone program.
For sure. How about we head somewhere else for another beer?
Your server should give beer the same respect you do. Request quality. The Cicerone certification program offers 4 levels of beer certification, in-person classes, and course books for beer professionals. Check them out at cicerone.org. The Cicerone certification program. We know beer.
Hey, my brewing brothers and sisters. This is Jamel Zanishev, and I want to tell you about Heretic Evil Twin. You might be familiar with my homebrew recipe, which uses massive late hopping to create a balance between the malty sweet and the hoppy bitter, along with an outrageous malt and hop character. I wanted a beer with the same bold hop and malt character, so we played around with the homebrew recipe until we were able to make a great commercial version too. We've created a beer rich in malt character, full of caramel, toast, biscuit, and an ever so subtle roast note. On top of that, we piled in an insane amount of Citra and Columbus hops at the end of the boil, as well as in dry hopping. This damn-the-cost approach to hopping gives Heretic's Evil Twin a great blast of citrus and tropical fruit that can't be matched by any other hop. The result is a bold, malty, hoppy, but easy-drinking beer. This is our top seller, our flagship beer, and I couldn't be prouder of it. Cheers.
To find Heretic beers near you, click on Find Some at hereticbrewing.com.
Back, everybody. It's the session. It's the worst rejoinder music I've ever heard in my entire life. I guarantee you that was Moscow. I guarantee it, because it's terrible.
How'd they get in the building?
Right. You know what's not terrible, though? The 3rd annual California Craft Beer Summit and Beer Festival. September 7th through the 9th. It's the premier event for the craft brewing community. You can network with established and up-and-coming brewers, learn from equipment vendors and suppliers, and get tips on how to perfect and improve your home-brewed beer, which we all need, let's be honest. Get the chance to hear brewing industry innovators and pioneers talk about their days as home brewers and share stories from their startup experience. Educational sessions include Ask the Brewmaster and How to Start a Brewery, help you build a strong foundation in the beer industry and continue to hone your craft. The 3-day event, and it ends with the largest craft beer festival in California, featuring more than 160 breweries from across California right in front of the state capitol. The summit is a valuable educational event for everybody, whether you are looking to start your own brewery, pair beer with food, taste and discuss different beer styles, or advance your understanding of distribution channels. selling tickets for the for either one day or the entire summit weekend. Go to cacraftbeersummit.com. You get your early bird discount, which ends July 10th. And just like last year, we are going to give away tickets to the entire deal, which I believe we're going to give away at the last session in June. And then in August, we're going to give away tickets to the festival only. So stay tuned.
Both are good events.
Both are great events, right?
Yeah,
Which would you rather win? I don't know.
Well, the festival's amazing.
The festival's great.
Are we eligible?
I don't know. That's a good question. That's a good question.
I didn't hear the disclaimer on there.
No.
We're in.
Okay.
Yeah, we're always eligible, apparently. CACraftbeersummit.com, everybody. CACraftbeersummit.com. Yeah, I've never been. I've heard a lot. I've heard only good things about that.
I have been there, and it's a great event.
Good, man. I'm excited about it. I'm excited about it. Okay, Tasty, who do we have in the studio with us, man?
This is Jamie. He provided a great service to humanity.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, he brought some beers that our great friend Chad had brewed at a brew pub in Texas. It's called Bankhead Brewing.
Okay, awesome. Jamie, welcome, dude.
I'm just the mule.
You're just the mule. I already got him.
I think you might have Chad going again.
I already got him. So, Jamie, thank you very much for bringing these beers, dude. Here, let me get my beer out of your way.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
You're going to take it, dude. You're going to take it. So, okay, on the line, we should have the great Chad Mosier, right?
If you'd like to make a call.
Chad hung up. He forgot that once we do the phone lines.
Chad didn't know to drink a little.
Yeah.
Sampling.
Here, I got all these here, too. Oh, it doesn't matter.
Oh, wait, no.
That's fine. Here, give me Chad's number and let me call him back, dude.
Oh, Jesus.
Or at least just, no, you know what? Tell him to call in again. Tell him to call in again. He hung up on me. I can't.
Yeah, what's with that?
Jamie, pass these beers around, dude. Don't just sit there like a lump.
Tell him to put the crack pipe.
I'm just nervous.
He just keeps ringing. Well, he was.
Yeah, I pushed the button. What are these beers, Jamie? Do you know? I mean, I assume you know.
I think this one's a Hellas.
This is the
and
Hellas.
then a Bach is the other one.
Okay, a Hellas. All right. Smells great. Smells pretty good. So, do you live near Chad's place, or how did you guys hook up?
Yeah, actually, I met Chad a couple of years ago, back when you guys were at the Bluebonnet Festival, and he came in and told me he was moving to Dallas. We've been texting back and forth, and I've been begging to hang out with him, and because I'm lonely.
Right. Well, you have that vibe about you,
right?
The lonely guy vibe.
No, but
you work at a comic book store?
I wish.
Don't
but
we all?
No, he's actually been helping me out. I've started my own business recently, and I'm trying to do some consulting in the brewing industry. And Chad has been really helpful. So
great.
Yeah,
that's cool, man.
I can show you how to do free consulting. I'm really good at that.
Awesome.
Yeah. Everybody's willing.
I'm trying to fake my way through it for sure.
Keep in mind, you get what you pay for, though.
Yeah, it's true.
I use a lot of engineering terms, and so that confuses everybody.
Okay, is this the great Chad Mosier right now?
What is going on?
Wow.
He's wound up, too. This is great to hear your voice, buddy.
Wow. Mystery guest, sign in, please.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Yeah, how long has it been, Chad? It's been years.
Too long, yeah.
It's been way too long, man. Give me the quick 60-second recap, man. What's going on in Texas?
Oh, let's see. Just living the dream, man. Got a 3-year-old, so that takes up a lot of time. And just at the brewery every day. So life is good. Wife is happy.
There you go.
Can't complain, man.
That's all you need, man.
That's true.
Happy wife, happy life.
Yeah.
A 3-year-old. It's definitely been at least 3 years, dog. Definitely, right?
Right?
Yeah.
A couple.
Yeah.
Been here a couple years, so.
That's cool, man. So what's the brewery again that you're at? Sorry.
We're at Bankhead Brewing Company.
Okay.
So we're in Rowlett, which is just outside of Dallas.
Just a smidge outside. Is that like Texas just outside, where it's really like 4 hours away, or is it?
No, we're probably about 25 minutes from downtown.
Okay.
So
that's pretty good.
Not so much different than us.
It's kind of like exactly, yeah. Maybe a little less. Kind of like going to Oakland.
How long you been there?
Let's see, a year. So
awesome, man.
Yeah.
Oh, this house is amazing.
Yeah, it is.
It's really good.
It's nice. I like
you guys drinking that?
I like the malt and grainy character to it. It's really good.
Yeah, and it's.
I'll tell you what. I mean, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. You go ahead, Chad.
The system's great. So I don't know if you guys are familiar, but we're brewing on a 15-barrel JB Northwest. It's a steam system, and it's a 2-vessel system. So our boil kettle is also our mash tun to start, whirlpool as well. So we'll mash into that, and it's got a mash mixer, and we're doing decoction and things like that. And then we're pretty much shooting that entire mash over to our lauter tun. So it's kind of crazy to watch an entire mash get moved through the pipe. That's kind of a first for me. So it's definitely more of a traditional
takes a good pipe and a great pump.
lager brewery than a single infusion type setup. So it's been pretty cool. So I think that's making the beer amongst everything else.
You're just a button pusher.
It's a really nice setup.
Is that what you're trying to say? You're being typical Chad, where it's like, no, it's not me. I didn't do anything. I'm just here doing everything, but it's not me. It's not me. Very humble.
You got it.
Very humble.
No, we've got a great team. It's just two of us. It's myself and Ryan Pyle. Ryan's the owner, head brewer. So it's both of us together, and we're having a lot of fun. And I think we're making some great beers.
That's awesome, dude.
Couldn't ask for much more.
Yeah, that's really cool, man. That's really
Ryan.
cool.
He's been here. Shout out to Ryan. He's a great guy. How's it going, buddy?
He can't answer you.
Well, I know one person out there in the, when he hears the podcast, he can go say, "Hey, Tasty, what's going on?"
All right.
One person.
That's good. That's good.
Bear with me.
Well, I do want to get you on. We've been talking about it, behind the scenes here, of course, for a couple years now, and check in with Chad and see what's going on. But I would love to get you on and mainly get more of this. If you just sent 12 bottles of this one Helles, that would make for the best interview ever, man.
So, what's funny is this was our first beer in the system. Didn't run any kind of other system, any other kind of recipe or anything. We just went for it, day one. Hell
yeah, dude.
Let's do it.
Hell yeah. Was that your idea?
It's not at all. I was thinking something easier. I was like, let's just do a pale ale or a blonde.
Yeah.
But, no, it went great. So we're really, really proud of this one. It's done well for us. We're excited.
That's awesome.
So you do lots of lagers, or you do other styles as well?
We do everything. Let's see. We've got on the menu right now a Saison, a Dark Strong. We've got a Pale Ale, IPA, double IPA, which people go crazy for. It's like, you brew a Pale Ale and everyone's like, okay. And then a double IPA and it's like, wham, everyone's drinking. So
one time I saw your website, you had that... an American brown ale. What was that? Janet's brown ale. I saw you had that.
The Janet's brown.
Yeah.
Man, we've brewed that a couple times.
Does anybody like that stuff?
Well.
Anybody like it, or you just it lingers? What's going on?
No, absolutely. I think people really enjoyed it.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So nice, Jed.
Great. We stoked Tasty's ego enough for one night. I'm sure everything's fine now.
Well, now he's got all his fancy labels on a can, so he's going big time now.
Right.
Nothing yet.
Are you going to keep holding that bottle and warming it up, Tasty?
Yeah, we have another bottle. If you guys we can empty a glass.
That's what those empty glasses are for, man. You're supposed to fill those.
So you're digging the Helles, JP, huh?
Yeah, I really enjoy it, dude. What's the ABV on this? Because I'm an ABV purist.
Nazi.
So
right around 5%.
Oh yeah, dude.
So it's pretty much Pilsner malt, little Carahel, and there you go.
It's delicious, man. It's that grainy thing that you expect from a Helles, all the way through, right? Everything it starts at a 5 intensity and just stays that way the entire way. You know what I mean? There's no building and there's no tapering off. It's built really, really well.
It's very bold. It's a bigger ABV than typical Helles, though, right? Tell me it is, right? It's got more body.
That's right in the range. I think it might. I think it's just the body. I think that's
really?
The malt's really coming through, so it might feel like a heavier beer as far as alcohol. So it's right around 5%.
5%.
Yeah, it's delish, man. It's delish. So this is the Bock now?
There you go. Traditional German Bock. Yeah. Lots of Munich malt, little Cara Munich.
This is
Carafa
favorite beer that they make.
It's got malt aroma.
What's that, Jamie?
This is definitely my favorite beer that they make.
It's got so much malt aroma.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't over-hop it.
That's a good one. And that's a very Texas-friendly beer style, of course.
Yeah. What does that mean?
Land of the Shiner Bock.
Oh, okay.
So,
yeah,
people go crazy for that.
It's very red. It's very red.
Imperial Shiner Bock.
Yeah.
But we're really happy with the hops, too. We've come across a vendor recently in the last few months that's getting some stuff from Germany. So we're using Hallertau Middle Fruit pretty much in our lager. And, man, this latest batch is high alpha. Well, I say high alpha. Like in the fours, where a lot of this, a lot of the other stuff we've been seeing is like threes, low threes, mid threes, even in the twos. So we're really happy with the hops we're getting right now, too. So I think that's really coming through in the beers.
That's awesome, dude.
Yep.
Yeah, this is good, too. And it has that same kind of grainy flavor. Are you picking that up, Doc?
Very malty.
Yeah.
I like your maltiness in your beers.
Yeah, just the smell of this one is just
it's got great.
Awesome.
Yeah, and I'm not saying this because we've already had the Saint Arnold guys on and drank a lot of their beers. Actually,
we're inebriated or something.
Dude, I'm proud of you, man. You're making some really good beers. I mean, you're always making good beers out here, but on the old commercial scale, I think that's rad, dude. I'm really stoked for you.
I remember when he didn't even know how to make beer.
Look at him now.
Didn't even know how to drink it. But now I think I've learned that, too.
I remember giving him a tip or two, and it seemed like he needed it.
Yeah, right.
Exactly.
So, Chad, what's the exact malt bill on this beer? Can you give that to us, or is that something you're not willing to do?
Yeah.
You one of those dicks?
Let me see. Let me see if I can. I'll get you in the ballpark. I know it's.
Just give me I want to know the adjuncts. The specialty malts, not the adjuncts.
Munich. It's basically Munich 2, probably about 40%, and the rest is a little combination, mostly Munich 1. And then a small amount of Cara Munich 3, maybe like half a bag in like a 15-barrel batch. And just a little sprinkle of Carafa Special 2 for some nice little color. So, yeah, that's it.
So most of how much of the color is from the Carafa? Probably like almost all of it, right? Because that's all Munich.
There's a lot of Munich.
And the Munich will really give you that brown.
Be more than 5 SRM, so yeah.
Right. So you've had a Dunkel before, which is, like all Munich. So you kind of get in that, the brownish area with a little more of that Carafa, some of those darker hues.
I don't get any roast in that Carafa, so yeah.
What's the ABV on this guy?
No. This one, I think, is around 6.8. Yeah, right around 6.8.
Really?
I was going to say 7.
Really?
That's a good beer, dude.
It's right in that ballpark.
I don't get any
in that
alcohol
ballpark.
in it. Oh, wow. That malt thing is just carrying the whole beer.
Give me some more of that Helles, Tasty. Come on. What's going on over there?
Well, I'll tell you, and the yeast strain, and, been really happy with that, is definitely our friends over at White Labs. And we actually used the Bach yeast, the 833 on this bad boy. And we've even tried it on all our other lagers. Exactly.
Okay. That's what you're using solely? Is that 833?
Pretty exclusively, yeah.
Awesome.
833 is like the what a lager is. They have to say it for us.
Yeah, for sure. Well, look, you already did your show. Then there you go. You don't need to come in.
No, we're going to get Ryan on.
I thought we were going to fly him out.
We got him. Shit. I'm sure he can fly us out now.
Send the BN jet?
Yeah.
Hey, meet us in Fort Collins.
Well, maybe.
Chad, meet us in Fort Collins.
Yeah, and I just drive up to Fort Collins, right?
Yeah, do that.
Yeah, bring some of this Helles.
So what's the deal with Fort Collins?
I don't know.
You guys got to tell me about this.
Well, there's a Hop Grenade V2 opening up.
Yes.
And they've got a soft
it's not open yet.
Soft date of July 22nd. So,
right.
Wow, okay, right around the corner.
Free up that weekend and head up, and we'll meet you there.
Send Jay an email, or or he'll send you one, or somehow, and we'll get you. We should get you on tap there, and with some of this Helles, because this Helles would murder up there.
It'd be amazing.
Murder up there.
We can drive up in my Prius.
Great to hear.
Yeah, Chad, there you go.
All the good mileage.
Packed in his Prius. It'd be amazing. Well, Chachi,
that sounds awesome, man.
It's been
Fort
good talking to you,
crazy.
dude. And I'm really, we've been fascinated for forever about what you're doing up there, or out there, down there, over there. And it sounds like you're procreating.
Hey, we're here, man.
You're reproducing, and you're making good beers.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thanks for sending the beer. Thanks for sending the beer up, and thanks to Jamie for muling it up here.
My pleasure.
Yeah, Jamie, I'm glad you guys get to hang out, and we definitely want to thank him for bringing that out to you guys, because it's been too long. That's well overdue. We need to get you some beer.
We don't have you, but we got your beer.
Yeah.
I drove by the Rad Pad the other day, Actually, I was in Pacheco.
Well, how was the lawn looking?
It's like totally landscape. It's painted super. It's like a dark gray with like really dark gray trim. It looks, and every house on that block is still tan, and so it's a different kind of eyesore than it used to be.
That's actually sacrilege.
Yeah, I think so. It should be
I'm disappointed.
We need a historical landmark plaque on that goddamn thing.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I thought about you. So this is it's pretty funny, man, that you're calling in. I was telling Terrence, like, yeah, that's where Justin used to park his fucking motorcycle for 5 years, and
right in the front porch.
Yeah,
they walk around here.
It's great, man. Those were the days, Chad.
Where'd you park your Hummer, Dr. G?
Oh, right in front usually.
Right on the grass.
Yeah, right in the
half in the garage, half out the garage.
Justin had like 4 or 5 vehicles that needed all the space, but it took a while to get up to that point.
Yeah, dude, why not?
Well, wasn't it going in the garage?
Well, and nothing ran, too, right? The truck never ran, the motorcycle never ran, but almost.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sad times.
Yeah.
You know, we're not drinking one of his beers, but his IPA is one of the best in Texas.
That's what you were saying, man, before we got on.
I'm probably going to get a lot of shit for saying that.
You hear that, Chad?
A lot of Texans.
You get a lot of shit for not bringing one.
I did. They're in the cooler.
Oh, see, Tasty's pulling a Scott.
Uh-oh.
Where he's keeping some beers aside.
He's holding.
Yeah.
Well, now you guys are okay.
I had a growler of that before I got on the plane yesterday.
I earned this beer. I worked for it. That's what Tasty's doing right now. All right, Chad, we're going to let you go. But seriously, though, we should make a show around you, and hopefully you can come back for the show. You're in studio for that?
Absolutely.
That'd be rad.
Yeah,
Ryan and I would love to come out for that. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, come out to California, you may not leave again.
Well, cool, man. I love you guys, and it's really nice talking to you guys. And appreciate you guys reaching out tonight.
Hell
Glad
yeah,
you had
man.
a chance to try them.
Yeah, me too. I'm only disappointed. I'm texting Jay right now telling him this Hellas is amazing.
Yeah, he's going to be sad.
He's going to be sad for sure, but fuck that guy. He's not here. He's not here.
Jamie will be headed back to the Bay in a couple weeks or something. We'll just pile up some more beer out.
Next month. I expect there's another one of those bottles here. I'll make sure. We'll make sure.
No, see how it is. Moscow all over again.
What a guy!
Really, I'm not sure there with you guys.
What a guy!
Well, we probably need to bring it to Minneapolis because Jay's not coming back for a while. So.
That's true. That's true. All right, Chad, we'll let you go, man.
Take care, guys.
All right,
Great to hear
see you,
from
dude. Yeah, good to hear you too, man.
See you soon, brother.
Your voice. All right, bud. Love you. Later. I like that guy. I miss Chad. I miss Chad.
I can just picture your smiling face.
Yeah. Everything's going great.
Yep.
That's typical. It's like nothing changed, man.
I know.
Everything's going great. All right, let's do some feedback, Doc.
Ooh, I love
Really? Can we?
Yeah. Actually,
Please.
before we do that, I want to talk to you about Neshaminy Creek. Neshaminy Creek Brewing has been on the Philly beer map scene since 2012. They just recently took home their 4th Philly Beer Scene Magazine Award for Brewer of the Year, 4 years in a row, and 3rd year in a row for Brewery of the Year. 2-time GABF Vienna-style lager medal winner, 2013 and 2016. Also, they won the bronze for their smoked lager in 2016, which we had on the show, which was awesome. They have a large, expanded, and recently renovated tap room with 24 beers on tap, 18 of which are rotating and seasonal or limited beers. They have a variety of styles, from hoppy double IPAs to sessionable and poundable lagers to oak-fermented saisons and sour beers. Free brewery tours on Saturday. Check out Neshaminy Creek Brewing. Yeah, dude, 4 years in a row, Brewer of the Year in Philly. That's fucking rad, dude. Good for them.
Amazing, yeah.
Good for them. All right. This first, I hesitate to call it feedback because, it's one of those things. It's from KG. He says, the only thing worse than Twin Peaks is listening to JP describe shot for shot how bad Twin Peaks is. It's a couple weeks ago. Yeah, that show, dude, I fucking hate it. I love the first season. The second season is okay. And this current season, fucking just don't watch it. You're not missing a single goddamn thing. Next one is from Keith. Hello, Brewcasters and Justin, wherever you are. I listened to the session featuring Big Ditch Brewing Company and wanted to say thank you for having them on. I sent Bevo an email a while back suggesting you have them on. I thought you might find it interesting how a couple of guys with a pharmaceutical background took what they knew from one industry and applied it to another, and rather successfully, too. As you tasted for yourselves, the beers are great, and anyone living in the Buffalo area should take the time to visit the brewery. If it was my email that led you to contact Big Ditch Brewing Company, it's like the marketing team wrote this, then I would encourage all BN listeners who have a favorite brewery, no matter how big or small, to contact the BN about possibly having them on, especially if the brewery has a cool story behind it or they're playing around with new and different ingredients or even processes. That's right, Keith. I appreciate that. If your favorite brewery, because look, you listen to the show to learn some stuff, and if you want to learn about your favorite brewery, let us know who that is, and we'd love to talk to them, man. Keep up the great work, and I will see you asshats at NHC. Cheers from Keith. I can only imagine he means HomebrewCon, but I don't know.
I still call it NHC.
Yeah, me too.
I'm old
It's
school.
always going to be NHC to me.
You're right.
You can brew it NHC when you're typing.
Right.
HomebrewCon just takes too long.
Our last one, it's very short. Yeah, it's very short on feedback today. This one's from someone called Jason. It's not me. I was just wondering if you guys are going to finally lay claim to creating the session beer category. I mean, the session has been around for like 11 years or some shit, and the session beers have not been around for nearly that long. You should fight for a trademark just like Vermont, and then you can control the market. I agree. I think we should totally do that. It's called John at the Beer Law Center. Actually, feedback is brought to you by John at the Beer Law Center. Go to beerlawcenter.com and learn about all of the ways that you can protect any trademark that you have, or, more importantly, if you're trying to open a brewery and you need help navigating all that paperwork, that's John's specialty. So check him out, beerlawcenter.com. His name is John. It's not in the thing. He's going to be at HomebrewCon in HCS.
I want to meet him. I've never met him.
I think. Super nice dude.
Okay.
I don't know for sure. I don't know. I would imagine
the last one.
Somebody comes up
or the one before that.
John.
I don't know. He's a dude. He's a tall dude. He has a fucking bow tie and
everybody's
glasses.
a tall dude.
He's a good dude.
Right.
Well, to you, yeah. Stools are a tall dude. Hey,
my feet don't touch the ground.
I'm looking for that.
I had to talk to John the other day about some personal shit, and he helped me out. He was a good dude. Took some time out of his day at a conference to talk to me. He was a good, good dude.
Got him on your dial-up, huh?
Got him. Oh yeah.
Did you tell him it was you?
No. I tried to sell him some insurance, and he was interested. And I said, fucking got you. It's really JP. You can't hang up now. Hey, what about this? The second point, you should send JP to interview Notch Brewing in Salem, Massachusetts. Their beers are not hazy and are all low alcohol. I think it would be his new favorite brewery. Man, I would go. If you can make it closer, I think that'd be great. But there you go. Sounds good.
They'd burn you like a witch.
They should burn me like a witch. Well, that was feedback.
Good release there.
By the way.
Thank
you. I think we should make... Jamie, do you want to do the live read ad? The Adam and Eve?
No.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I can't read anyways. I'm like half dyslexic as it is.
You're from Texas, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, that's the whole reason.
All right.
Just don't put any y'alls in there.
Oh, it'd be full of that.
Well, instead I'll do the Beersmith because we like Beersmith a lot better than we like people who can't read. So, that's fair enough. But go to Beersmith.
I'm good at math.
21-day free trial of the best brewing software out there. Learn how to manage your recipes. Learn about how to properly maintain your recipe library. Learn about the best way to organize your recipes. Learn about the best way to actually create your recipes. All the ingredients are in there. They work really hard over there at Beersmith. Brad over there at Beersmith works really hard at making sure that everything is top-notch. All the details are right there. All the information is up to date. So check them out, beersmith.com, 21-day free trial. And if you don't like it, you're stupid, first of all. And then second of all, you're a dum-dum head.
And check out his podcast and his blogs. They're great.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Awesome. Let's do some beer news real fast. I don't know if I want to do beer news. Let's just do
You always want to do beer news.
Actually,
just something to rant about.
It's true. Normally I read these ahead of time, but I didn't know that we needed this time. So, I'm just going to read some of these. This was an interesting piece. Normally we talk about wholesalers in not craft, macro beer, I guess, like Budweiser and whatever, doing some shady shit. But this one, in New Jersey, a craft beer wholesaler was fined $2 million over trade practices. Hunterdon County craft beer wholesaler received a $2 million fine as part of a settlement with the State Division of Alcoholic Beverage Control over alleged trade practice violations, which you never hear about craft breweries like really getting pounded like that.
So the distributor?
Well, it's the distributor.
It's the distributor,
you don't hear about them getting in trouble. They kind of skirt around everything.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The fine is the largest ever imposed on a single wholesale licensee for trade practice violations.
That seems like it might be a record.
Was he like bribing bars and stuff?
Pretty much. The Hunterdon Brewing Company LLC. I don't know. I don't pretend to know even the liquor laws around here, much less New Jersey. But Hunterdon Brewing Company LLC sold draft beer tap systems at below fair market prices and concealed the charges by mislabeling them as miscellaneous draft charges on invoices.
The beer mafia.
Yeah. The company, located in the White House section of the township, also ignored credit regulations for at least 700 retail customers.
Well, 700?
Yeah.
So they were all beyond terms on beer?
Apparently. The Attorney General says fair market prices exist for a reason. The improper trade practices allegedly employed by Hunterdon Brewing threatened to disrupt competition and throw the wholesale industry into disarray.
Sounds like a Joyzy thing,
right? They were blatantly violating the 3-tier system.
Yeah, they don't give a shit. Consumers suffer when these laws and regulations are ignored. During its investigation, the division obtained sworn statements from more than 24 retail licensees and reviewed thousands of documents. Blah, blah, blah. The fine is payable in 4 $500,000 installments over the next year. You have to come up with $2 million in a year, dude. Jesus Christ.
That's a lot of installments. A little quarterly payment.
Well, for a big distributor, that's like in the budget. You just pay penalties. But that's way
they probably figured it in when they decided to do all this stuff.
They allow like $500,000 a year in fines. That's a lot more money than most would.
Yeah, they made an example out of them.
The charges stemmed from Hunterdon not maintaining accurate records and reporting delinquent accounts. Well, there you go. If you're doing shady shit, make sure your books are up to date.
Well, that's part of the shadiness.
Well, I guess, yeah, but if you're going to be late on your books, then you're going to get caught.
They're going to change their name, reopen, and
in Jersey,
make it open.
I'd like to get those guys on the phone and hear their.
I was going to suggest that.
We know distribute each other, and they could have this really.
Forget about it.
We don't give. We don't give.
We can't talk about it.
Yeah, we don't give a shit.
Can't even do that accent. No way I can.
We'd have to get them on the phone. Yeah, that'd be great. I think we should do a follow-up.
This one is about Miller High Life, and that's the new hipster beer. It used to be PBR.
Their song is
well, you started that.
And then I did start that, thank you. But now I'm on the Coors, but I didn't know the High Life. I didn't know everyone fucking did an end around and ditched my Coors Light, or my Coors, and now they're going Miller High Life. I didn't know this. Miller
Doesn't
Coors,
seem right.
which doesn't. I didn't get the memo. Identified the beer as a brand with potential to be a key player in its bid to return Miller Coors to total overall volume growth by 2019, whatever the fuck that means. The brand was given a genuine refresh with new marketing that speaks to the beer's history and heritage in what the company says is in an authentic way. Yeah, it's called retro, dude. I mean,
and they're going to be on top in no time.
They need to sell them in the shorties too.
Yeah,
the snub nose, dude. Coors Light and little fucking grenades, dude. Those are great. I really like those.
I used to drink those with a kid when I was a kid with my dad.
They're amazing.
Good training.
That's how we do it.
Those hot days.
Here's a good quote. When bar owner John Elrick opened Jack Bar in the popular nightlife destination of Williamsburg, Brooklyn in 2013, he asked his distributor specifically for Miller High Life. Elrick says he goes through about 140 cases of High Life in a month. They don't carry close to that kind of volume for the other bottled beers they stock. And at $4 a bottle, High Life is one of the cheapest beers at the bar. 140 cases a month, dude. That's a ton of beer.
Didn't Chad do that, at the Rat Pad?
Yeah.
He has a light lager, too.
Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-oh is right. This guy is saying that the beer has become more popular, especially in expensive metro areas like New York, because of the classic beer and shot combo. You go to the fucking airport, and it's like, you want a shot with that for $1?
Yeah, $1 more, you get a shot with that.
But now
How can you say no?
Yeah. $1. Oh, get this. A bottle of High Life and a shot of well liquor, often whiskey, is frequently known as a low-life combo. It costs $6 at this fucking bar, the Jack Bar in Williamsburg.
2 of those and you're good for the night. It's $12 drunk.
Yeah.
I don't stop at one.
You can barely get a hot dog in New York City for $6. Oh, man, that's crazy, dude. The low-life combo. I'm going to go ask for the low-life combo and see what happens at the airport.
I bet they have that spoon tonic.
Yeah, you know they do, man.
As soon as I walk in there, Doc, shitty beer? Yeah, give me shitty.
This article is from the Charlotte Observer. There's a whole showdown over there in North Carolina about big beer coming in and trying to maintain the distribution status quo. A lot of craft brewers down there trying to fight it and trying to change the laws. This article is called "Craft Brewers Say This Document Shows the Distribution System is Rigged." North Carolina's craft brewers say they found a smoking gun in their fight against the state's beer wholesalers. Jesus Christ. A document that suggests the market is tilted towards their competitors, big national conglomerates. The document is God. I hate doing shows here sometimes. I know. I can't wait for it to be over. The document is a franchise agreement.
Better.
Between Anheuser-Busch and R.A. Jeffries, a Raleigh-based wholesale distributor. It requires Jeffries to give Anheuser-Busch priority over all other products.
Whoa.
The wholesaler, quote, agrees that its primary effort will be to sell the Anheuser-Busch products, that it will devote greater effort to the products than it devotes to any other products.
Oh.
And this is John Marino from Old Mecklenburg Brewery. He says, this is outrageous. This is what we've been trying to tell people, that the large distributors favor the big breweries over small breweries. I'm not going to read the whole article because I'm over it now, but that's fucked up, dude. Yeah, that's got to be super frustrating.
They're businesses, and they're within the law to promote whatever product they fucking want.
Right.
We can't stop that.
No.
Sure they can. They can make more laws and piss me off.
The consumers are the ones that need to be educated about drinking the right fucking beers.
I agree.
That'll drive everything.
I agree. By the way, so, our friends at the Frenchies?
Yeah.
Outland, right?
Outland Brewing.
Outland Brewing.
Paris.
Contacted me about they're doing an NE IPA. They're doing a cloudy IPA.
Oh, yeah.
What? Do they just want to piss you off?
They want to piss me off. And Yan was like, hey, so, I know you hate these beers. Can I use your name on the beer? And I'm like, yeah, sure. And I'm like, what's it going to be called? He says it's going to be called I Hate This Beer, Jason Petros. So you sent me the label. It's a cool label. And then on the back there's a picture of me screaming or whatever. And I'm like, this is fucking amazing. This is my favorite thing that's ever happened to me.
You got a picture of the back label?
I do. It's a little. I have to download it. And
never mind. Okay.
No, it's fine because then it'll be on Jay's computer. Then he'll be like, "What is this?"
I have a beer with him, and the back label's got that. It's pretty cool.
Oh, that's
awesome.
Yeah.
It is cool. Oh, nice. Yeah, see,
it's me screaming or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's a session New England IPA, and it's called I Hate This Beer.
Yeah, they like session.
Jason Petros. Yeah, because they're great over there.
Come hate with JP.
Yeah. So tomorrow I got to record a little minute or two about why I hate New England IPAs and think they're terrible. I think so.
Yeah, I'm already on tap.
Yeah, I think that'll be great. So I'm excited about that. I hate this beer. So if you're in Paris, you go to Outland Brewing there, and
another outlets within Paris, not besides there.
Yeah, and try I Hate This Beer, Jason Petros. I think that'll be good for you. It'll be good for me. What else is good for both of us? Adam and Eve.
Has it been good so far?
Adam and Eve is determined. Okay, so basically, you guys have not been spicing things up in the bedroom enough, and Adam and Eve is determined to help you do it even more. And they're backing up not only that ass, but that promise. Go to adamandeve.com and you'll get 50% off almost any one item when you enter offer code BNARMY at the checkout. But backed by popular demand, and for a limited time only, you'll also get the free Big O kit. Jamie, who doesn't love the Big O, right?
Nobody doesn't love it.
I mean, it was a great anime, but, anime is only so good, you know what I mean?
No, it's not.
It's not hentai.
It's not that great.
It's not hentai. I mean, come on. Adam and Eve's Big O kit includes their exclusive Climax gel and mini vibrator. You'll also get your entire order sent to you for free. So hurry up. Take advantage of this limited time offer. You can choose a new adult toy, a naughty movie, or almost anything else. When you choose that one item at 50% off, you'll get free shipping plus the Big O kit, which includes the Climax gel and the mini vibrator. You won't find this deal anywhere else, anybody, so don't even try to look. Use the offer code BNARMY at checkout. That's BNARMY. BNARMY at AdamandEve.com.
Do they have Adam and Eve stickers? I want to put one in my front window.
God. What would it say? Like, just the logo, or would it have like a saying?
Almost everybody knows about Adam and Eve.
I want a car wrap.
Yeah.
I'm sure they would be totally fine with letting you wrap your car. Unless you wrapped it around a tree or whatever. But, man, these pins from an unnamed brewery fucking suck, dude. They're, like, made from, like, toilet paper rolls. But the top of the thing always comes off, and it's like, dude... Trash.
That's why
I've thrown 5
you have
away
so
today.
many of them.
That's why you got to have 100 of them.
Got a whole thing. Here, how many do you want?
No, that's why there's so many.
There's a whole box of them.
It takes too many to get something done.
Yeah, they're bad.
Well, it's like, you pull the pen out of the drawer and it doesn't work. What do? Throw it back in the drawer.
Right. Here's one that doesn't work. There you go.
Another one next.
I've literally thrown 5 pins away today.
Because they didn't start? Got to lick them or something. I mean.
I'm not trying to... No.
You lick things.
I lick windows. I can't lick pins, dude.
Here, this one works.
I got one here.
Random.
Thanks, Jamie. Thanks. You're a big help,
random.
Jamie. Okay, we were supposed to talk to Jay about the new. No, he's not. He's not around. We were supposed to talk
I
to him.
dusted
That's
my
what I'm
nuts
saying.
for him.
But he's doing something out there, and
you, man.
whatever he's doing.
No, I like the new website. I was looking at my phone.
Yes,
it does well on the Android for sure.
Well, that's good. That's good. Yeah, so check out the new website. Let us know what you think. We're going to be at HomebrewCon there, of course. We'll be recording, and we have a booth, and we have T-shirts and all that kind of stuff. So definitely stop by and
I'd love to meet you guys.
And check it out. Check us out. Buy some shit, because that's always good. But
keep
definitely
Bevo busy.
Keep Bevo busy. But definitely come and tell us what you think about the new site. I mean, we've been listening to your feedback for a long time, and now we can afford to actually pay somebody to do it. Because the last website Jay just did, trying to save some fucking cash, but it didn't really go very well. So, I mean, it was fine. It was a fine site. But some things were lost because he's not a web designer, right? So,
yeah, but the 3 weeks of frustration that he had when he opened the last time with the website.
Right. Oh, we got a call. Let's see who's calling. Nobody.
Oh.
All right. You just missed that or what, dude? Right.
You're shut down.
I wish I had star 69. Do you think that'll work? Let's try it. Let's see if star 69 will work. Nope.
It's busy.
That's too bad.
They're trying to call back.
Yeah, right. You're like, damn it. It's like when you're, like 16 or 17. Does my phone work? And you call it from another phone to make sure your phone works, but then you're worried that during that call you got a busy line because that person was trying to call you back. And it's a whole... Never mind. Maybe that's just me.
I did that last week, I could tell.
Yeah, hey, the craftbeer.com Beer and Food Course is the groundbreaking course that leads professionals and enthusiast chefs alike through the basics of beer pairing and food. Craftbeer.com Beer Course was built by a Culinary Institute of America graduate and certified Cicerone, so you know what they know what they're talking about. There are 2 versions: a professional version made for chefs, restaurateurs, brewers, and hospitality professionals, and an enthusiast version created for dicks like us, at-home chefs. Learn how to pair beer with your favorite foods, including chocolate, charcuterie, and ches, something called ches. You also get to ultimately know beer styles. You'll see data and stories that will convince you that full-flavored beer deserves a place on the menu along with wine and spirits. Oh, and of course, it's free. So go to craftbeer.com and learn more about the course, but just learn more in general, dude, because we need you to learn more. Free's great, dude.
The more you know, the better.
Yeah. All right, everybody, we're going to get out of here. Thank you very much to Aaron from Saint Arnold Brewing for checking in with us and shipping us beers and doing all that fun stuff, man. That was a good conversation we had. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I need to go out there.
Yeah.
That'd be a lot of fun. Yeah. And, of course, thank you to the great Shat for calling in. And
to hear his voice.
And thanks to Jamie for muling those beers up, dude.
Absolutely.
Appreciate that. But, Chad, glad to hear that you're doing well, man. You're making some good beers finally. I mean, Jesus Christ. Enough of this shit. This shitty Shat beer. I'm just kidding. Anyway, everybody, thanks a lot for sticking with us. And we will see you hopefully at NHC at HomebrewCon, man.
Yeah.
Come check out. Come party with us. We'll be out at the Chop and Brew Brewlosophy party on Wednesday night. Well, Doc won't because he'll be in the air.
I'll be in the air, flying.
Yeah. But anyway, looking forward to it, everybody. Cheers.
JP's an asshole. Justin's a nice guy and when